The Horrible Gamers podcast may contain content not suitable for all ages. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, I would like to speak to you on the subject of the world's next great catastrophe.
You are listening to the Horrible Gamers podcast.
Hey, it's Matt Bradford with Video Game Outsiders, and you are listening to Horrible Gamers. One of those words is accurate. Which one is it?
This is Wingman709 from This Xbox Life, and you are listening to Horrible Gamers Podcast, where I go every week for all things horrible.
This is Tedekin from Zombiecast and the creator of Combat Kids, and you are listening to Horrible Gamers Podcast, but really you should probably stop listening and go watch Combat Kids again.
Guys, this is Freeman from Zombiecast and Knuckleball and Radio, and you're listening to Horrible Gamers Podcast. It makes you realize, you know what? You're not so bad at gaming. These guys should try board games.
This is what you want, this is what you get.
And now your host, Jesus Gonzalez.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Horrible Gamers Podcast, episode 120. Woo! I am your host, of course, you know me, the host with the most. I don't know how to, the most something. But.
Issues?
What? You interrupted my intro?
Yeah.
Why? Good.
Because?
Good. Good one. Anyways, before I was really interrupted, I was going to introduce my best friend, Normii. Welcome back, Normii. Glad to have you as our special guest today.
Yay! Jesus, hi. Thank you so much for having me on, and thank you for welcoming me on. I'm your bestie. I'm honored to be called your bestie.
My BFF.
Nice. Very cool.
My battlefield friend.
Yes. Although I've never played Battlefield.
She's not your battlefield friend.
She's my battlefield friend. You shut up. Canadians.
She's our Gears friend.
Canadians rejoice because he's back from the Great White North. Ryan Gibson. Welcome, Ryan.
What's going on, everybody?
Good to have you back. I'm glad to see you again.
Good to see you too, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Who else we got on this show?
From the West Coast. The best coast. Gunny Chief.
That's right. I'm here, baby. What's going on? Hi, Normie.
Hi, Gunny.
Hi. Not enough highs. She's my BFF, not yours, buddy.
Oh,
and
all right.
Oh, no. This
from Chi-Town, Clint. Vengeful Jedi. Welcome.
Glad.
That's right. Whose hometown baseball team just made it to the World Series. So yeah.
What does that mean? I don't watch this baseball shit. So what does this mean? Does this mean like they play like against somebody in the world? How does it go? How does this happen? Explain this to me. I don't watch baseball.
It's like the final playoffs in football to determine who goes to the Super Bowl.
But is it like worldwide?
Or actually, no, it's like a 7-game Super Bowl is what it is. Who wins this series of 7 games is like the Super Bowl champion of baseball.
Well, that's it. They already won it, though. So now they're going to, like, the baseball Super Bowl. Because now they're playing the Indians.
So wait, they play 7 Super Bowls, and then they go to the last Super Bowl?
No.
The final.
The Super Bowl is like 7 games.
It's like there's semifinals and then there's finals.
So they're in the semifinals.
No, they're in the finals now.
They're in the finals.
So who are they playing in the final?
The Indians beat the Jays, I think.
This is the finals.
And then Chicago beat, I can't remember who.
The Dodgers.
Dodgers, there you go.
So the
LA.
Who won?
No one yet.
Well, they
now
won, like,
Chicago or I can't remember.
They won the
Indians
playoffs,
and
basically.
Fucking somebody else are going to the finals.
Now they're going to the final. It's like soccer. You know, in soccer, if you tie at the end, you can't have a tie, so you have to win by penalties. But this is the best for the finals. You have to play the best 4 out of, what is it? Best 7 out of 9? Is that what it is?
No, best 4 of 7.
Best out of 7, I
5?
think.
This makes no
5
sense.
out of 7. That's what it is.
Yeah, 5 out of 7.
Making me
right?
fall asleep.
Yeah, that's the one thing that's kind of crazy about baseball. So if you love it, you have to really love it. Because when you're in the finals, you have to play a lot of games. So you're doing several games at home and several games away. But now you're going to be, once you get past that, then you do the same thing with a World Series, correct? It's also the best 5 out of 7 as well.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
4 out of 7, actually.
4 out of 7? Okay.
It
so
makes sense to play the 5th game.
I haven't watched kept up with baseball in forever. I was like a big baseball fanatic in the.
So wait. So when they beat this last team, they play somebody else around the world?
No. This is the end. This is the World Series.
Why do they call it the World Series if they don't play somebody around the world?
They do Canada.
Jesus.
Canada.
They play against the Canadians?
We were in the semifinals.
Toronto has a team in the Major League Baseball.
Why does Canada have a team in an American sport?
It's not an American sport.
It's an American sport. This is all American baseball, bro. What is this?
All right,
what's
America's favorite
all over
pastime?
the world.
This is un-American. I feel like.
What's America's?
Why are there
What's going on
Americans
right
in
now?
hockey?
What is America's favorite pastime?
Because America's the best country in the world. What?
Like football, baseball.
Yeah, I believe it's football.
America.
Football passed baseball like a couple years ago.
Well, baseball.
That would be
big
beer
too.
drinking.
Like
Yeah.
really big. I don't know. I guess you have like
this
your division.
baseball makes no sense. Football is easy. You just go to the playoffs. There's like 8 teams. They go to the playoffs. They play each
there's
other.
semifinals in football too.
Yeah, there is, but it
Baseball
makes
is
more
more
sense. It's called the Super Bowl because that's the last bowl. It's the super.
That's the last game. But
It's
it's
the
only
super
one
of the
game.
bowls. It's the super one.
They play more
The
than
World
one
Series,
game
that
in
makes no
baseball.
sense because you're not playing nobody against the world. You're just playing in America,
You're playing with the top 2 teams,
but not in the world.
and then you've got your American League, and then you've got
No,
your
you're right.
your
There's
national
like
league.
Japanese leagues and stuff like that.
Like isn't there like a worldwide thing?
But
That's
there is an
what the
Olympic
Olympics
event,
are
I
for.
believe.
But I remember
baseball.
before
Yeah,
seeing. I had a buddy of mine who was really into baseball. And I remember one time I was watching baseball with
Basketball,
him. I
too.
don't know why, but it was like other countries playing against each other. I don't know, was it the Olympics? I don't know. I don't fucking know.
No. It's not necessarily the Olympics, but there's like a World Games, just like there's like the World Cup of hockey and shit like that.
Yeah, and you've got World Cup. With all the countries all over the world playing football. I mean, American. Let me start again. Soccer or fútbol, as some people say. But then if you play Copa America, that means only South America and America is invited to those soccer games. And then you've got your club soccer
Guys?
games within each one of those countries.
Welcome to the Horrible Sports Podcast.
No, Normie bringing us the up-to-date fucking news on the world of soccer or football.
Fútbol.
Football.
Let's not talk sports.
Like the rest of the world calls it football. We in
Football.
America call it soccer.
It's still a game. Because you say you're
game.
going to the baseball game, so it kind of fit.
Football.
See, there you go. It all makes sense again.
But the World Series still makes no sense to me. You guys try
All
to
right, enough
explain
with
this to
that.
me. You guys made no sense at
No
all.
one-
You guys
no one
suck
cares.
at explaining
Listen,
this.
Jesus, we're none of
What
us
if
are
what if
sports
I
fans
want
either.
what if I want to get into baseball? What if I'm like, yo, I want to watch a new sport and I want to watch baseball?
And you
Then
know
you have
what?
to accept that they call it the World Series.
What if
That
I-
and baseball, like I sat down to try to explain baseball to somebody. Baseball's rules are very complicated.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I tried teaching it and then I realized it's like learning a whole new language. Like soccer, you just have to kick the ball from one end to the other and get it in between.
Oh, there's gonna be people mad at you right now, Normie, because there's
they
somebody out
are.
there that plays soccer and they're like, "That's not all you do, Normie. There's all these
For
fucking
those who are
plays
gonna
and
get
shit."
mad, I played soccer for 5 years. I won multiple trophies. I didn't go get scholarships for college. My brothers did, but I'm the only one that came home with trophies. There's
Mm-hmm.
nothing simple about soccer, but I can explain to you the rules pretty much
Soccer-
in about 3 minutes.
I know the
Soccer is
rules in
physically
soccer.
demanding.
Just don't use your hands. You can kick them anywhere, but just don't use your hands.
And your hands include anything from your shoulders to your fingertips.
Really?
Yeah, your arms, pretty much.
You can't
So the
use your
thing I thought was
shoulders?
interesting, Normie, on soccer was even if the ball hits your hand, it's like a penalty.
Yep, handball.
Yeah.
Yep.
Really?
The
Even
ref
if like somebody
rule
kicks it towards
as
you?
accidental and keep playing.
Yeah.
But if it hits your hand and that ref wants to be nitpicky, you're SOL. Even if it was an
Yep.
accident.
What if you like
Hand
fall over and act
away
like
from
your
the-
hand is broken, like they always do?
Oh,
Like they'll do like 5 backflips.
look, my player is a biter, and I'm okay with that. Okay, he carries my maiden name. I know where he lives. I've seen his house, but I still love him.
But
I
he's
don't care
like
that
he's
he
like one of
bites
those actors that like gets flicked on the ear and he like falls over and like
Well, I mean, they all do that, but actually, Luis Suarez has actually got in trouble for biting and was suspended several times.
wow. Whoa.
That's okay. That's okay. I still support you, Luis.
Anyways, guys, welcome to the Horrible Gamers. If you want to, you choose to, go find us on Twitter at _Horrible Gamers and join the community, Horrible Gamers community on Facebook, facebook.com/groups/Horrible Gamers, spelled with the Z, / again, and all that stuff. Guys, we got 5 new members this week on the group. We're over 300 now. Woo!
That's nice. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Yeah. So, the 5 new members. One is Brian Tolp Jr. Welcome to the group. Chris Golden, Barry Hiroshi, Joe Michele, Jeremy Shepard. Welcome!
Welcome,
Yep.
everyone.
And Brian's actually a friend of mine.
Tell him I said hi.
I will.
Well, maybe if he listens,
Hey,
he'll
Brian.
know that I said hi. Hi, Brian.
What's up, man?
Yeah. Anyways, guys, there's a lot of stuff that happened this week. Announcements, trailers, news, VR fails. You seen those videos, guys?
Yeah, I've seen some of them.
No, yeah, I've seen a few of them.
You see the guy that was like rock climbing?
Yeah.
He's climbing. He looks over the edge and he falls over.
So there's a video, guys. There's a video of this guy like in a mall. It looks like it's a mall, kind of. It's like a kiosk, right? He's playing VR, and you see what he's playing. So he's playing like a rock climbing game. Pretty sure it's PlayStation VR because it looks like a PlayStation color, like a blue and shit. Anyways, he's playing this. And as he's playing a rock climbing game, but he falls over and he leans forward too much because he thinks he's climbing a wall. He leans forward way too much, and he just falls flat on his face. Wearing the VR
With the
headset.
VR on his face and everything just flop.
And somebody was recording him the whole time. He's just over. Oh man! If you want to watch that video, go to our community, join it, and you'll see it there. It is crazy. It is a pretty funny video. Anyways,
God,
guys,
what was the other one that was going around? Jesus, the other VR fail that was in our group.
Oh, fuck, I don't remember the other one. I know I just saw it today too, not even that long ago. But
Yeah, I know. So did I, and I can't remember what exactly happened, but I remember it being pretty funny.
Did you guys see the one that Mr. Iams Fuller shared with that? The guy just had on the headset, like it wasn't connected to anything, and then he went to the college and he was in one of the
he
classes.
was wearing a Samsung Gear VR.
Is that what it was? It looked like the PlayStation VR.
No, he was wearing like a Gear VR.
But I mean, obviously it wasn't connected to anything, but he was just having some passionate sex.
He was watching porn on there. He was playing porn.
He was watching porn in public places.
When he gets on the
and he
bed,
didn't have the headphones on. He just had the speaker on the phone, and that thing was playing porn super loud. And he was in the middle of class, 300 students.
Stupid voice, but
no, it was him watching real porn. He was just watching porn and in VR.
That guy's I'm calling security right now.
Oh man!
I have to sell that bad to somebody, you creepo.
That was pretty funny. That was a funny video. Anyways, guys, let's talk real quick about the games we've been playing this week. Starting off with the biggest release of last week, Battlefield 1. Hands down, the biggest release of the year. Game of the year 2016,
Yes.
Horrible Gamers.
Okay, here we go.
Wait a minute. I must have drank a lot of this Four Loko because I could have just sworn you said the biggest one was Battlefield 1. Oh my God. This Four Loko is really hitting me hard.
Yeah, me too. Me too, man.
Yeah,
By
same
the
here,
way,
and I'm not even
this
drinking
week
it.
the Horrible Gamers podcast is sponsored by Four Loko, apparently.
Yeah, today, guys, we are all drinking. I'm not drinking Four Loko. I'm drinking some Smith & Forge hard cider. But everybody else is drinking Four Loko, right, guys? You're all getting fucked up.
Yeah.
So fucked up party.
pretty much.
Woo! Gunny Chief, go get some beer right now.
Water time.
Stop. Go get some beer.
Water time. 12%
And I'm about 3/4 of the
alcohol.
way through this, and I'm feeling all right already.
Woo!
Gosh, I'm feeling pretty warm and fuzzy right now.
I'm feeling pretty good. Anyways, guys, Battlefield
You're gonna
1
be
came
almost-
out. It's definitely
Okay.
going to be in the
I got my
category
Slim
for one
Jim.
of the best shooters of the year. Hands down, has the best opening 5 minutes in a game that I've played so far in a shooter. But from there, it goes a little style from the campaign point of view. Playing the campaign, I did the Ting mission again. And I gotta say that second or third part in that mission, I guess you would say Act 3, kind of like in a Gears campaign, or you'd be like an act, right? Mission.
Yeah.
So Act 3 of that mission is kind of lame. They're escorting the tank through the fog and through the woods.
Yeah.
It's lame as fuck. I'm like, what is this? You trying to make this a stealth game? And what? I got bored of it real quick, and the second time I played it through, like I was like, I can't do this.
Game of the year, though. Game of the year.
Oh, well, still game of the year.
That's where it kind of stopped me dead in my tracks because it was all going well until that part, and I was like, fuck, where am I supposed to go? Like, oh, I think I'm supposed to be on this trail, and can I stealth kill these guys? And where the hell is the enemy?
Yeah.
So, I think I made it through there. I did complete that.
I did too. I completed it the first time during the trial, but I'm talking about I was trying to play it again. I don't know why, because I already got the achievement for it, but I was trying to just play it again, whatever. It just didn't work out for me. But guys, hands down, the multiplayer. Oh, fuck. That shit is fun, man. I don't know if you guys have played Conquest lately. But it's so much fun. It is incredibly fun. I mean, I was playing that mode, and I also played a new mode called... Fuck, what's the name?
Operations?
Operations, yeah. Which, like...
Yeah, I just played that today.
It's based on, like, real World War I battles between, like, Germany and the British, or, like, American soldiers and the Germans or whatever. All that shit, right?
Right.
So the other day I was playing one, and we were the British defending against the Germans, and you had like different sectors you get pushed back to. So if they capture the two objectives, you guys have to fall back to the next two objectives, and you guys gotta hold them off until they run out of like reinforcements, and they have like 10 waves of reinforcements. So let's say you hold them off all the way through the first time, they run out of tickets, they get reinforced, they got another 100 tickets, and they come at you again. They fail that time, they got another 100 tickets and come at you again. They do that for like, I want to say a bunch of waves, because I got in there like during while the game was already going, and we held them off, but they still had like 5 waves, mode? Man. Kind of, but you're playing against real players, which is pretty intense, and they get like different kinds of reinforcements. So like, for example, once we got them down to like 3 platoons left, so it means they had 3 different times to die all the way through and then get reinforced. By the time they got down to like the third one, they had like 2 tanks and a blimp come in. So now they had like a blimp up in the sky fucking shooting us. They had 2 tanks on the ground that got reinforced. So they get different vehicles and equipment to use the more that they lose, I guess. But I'm assuming that if you fall back far enough that you would start getting reinforcements of your own, like maybe artillery fire or something. I just gotta say the mode is fun, man. I had so much fun playing in Conquest and in Operations. I drove the blimp around for one of the matches, and just dropping bombs on people was tons of fun. Destroying buildings. I drove that thing around for like 5 minutes. They couldn't shoot my blimp down, even though I was going like 5 miles an hour. So I got a bunch of kills with that thing. I just gotta say the game's fun. Play it, man. If you have EA access, try it out. Yeah.
Yeah. I played that Operations as well today. I played it was like in the woods.
Yeah.
And I think I want to say we got to the last, like, I don't want to call it a mission, but that last one had the train. I didn't understand what the train was doing. Like, was it on our side or their side? But I mean, the game looks great.
The reinforcements that come through, like for example, like the train or the blimp or any stuff like that, it only comes in with the team that's losing. So like if your team is losing, say halfway through, and they're about to beat you, it'll be like, oh, friendly train coming in, or friendly blimp coming in, or friendly Titan. I think that's what they call the big battleship. It's like that's coming in. But yeah, guys, I had tons of fun playing this game. I don't know how much you guys have played of it. I know all of you guys are big Gears fans. Fucking Gears fans.
Hello. I want to read. Go ahead.
But yeah,
Jesus,
that's it. Yeah,
I was just going to read real quick what Jeremy wrote only because I can't read all of it. So if you see the rest of it, I'm just afraid to touch my phone here. It says, everyone's playing new games, and all I'm doing is playing games to get ready for the sequel. I see that he wrote Titanfall and something that starts with an R, but I didn't get a chance to see the other word.
Red Dead Redemption.
Okay. So that's what Jeremy's doing, but we are playing new games, right, fellas?
Definitely. And
yes, we are.
Guys, I kind of want to get Titanfall 2.
Yes!
You do, Jesus.
Thursday, right? Thursday.
Weren't you saying that you didn't want Titanfall?
I was hating on it, man, but
you were
playing that.
I don't understand. You're gonna get Titanfall 2 and not Gears?
Playing that Infinite.
Gears has the multiplayer.
Gears doesn't have the multiplayer that I like, man. I don't like that third person, like, kind of luck of the draw type shooting shit with the shotgun, and I don't like it.
Oh,
you don't like the roadie?
Yeah,
roadie
like,
run?
Yeah, the roadie run. You run somebody and shoot him with a shotgun, and if you get lucky, you kill him. If you don't, you don't.
You gotta juke him, man. You gotta juke him.
Whatever. I can't. I suck at that multiplayer. I suck at Gears multiplayer, but I will play it for the campaign, and I will probably buy it when it goes on sale on Black Friday. I'll probably pick it up somewhere. I know it'll be on sale.
Jesus. Don't wait till that long. Get it sooner, because we really want to get you on a
It can't be that good.
It is. The online experience is fantastic, and I think it's more fantastic when you're playing with friends.
Man.
Exactly, Normie. Because that is some of the best fun that I've had in gaming lately. Is
playing with friends.
The stuff. Well, the stuff that we've done in Gears this week.
Well, you know what, guys? That's what I like about Gears. It's always been the type of game where you can get with the buddy and co-op. That's the same thing. The same experience I've had with Halo. Halo and Gears. The thing about these games that make them so great, I personally believe, is that you can co-op them with friends, and they do the co-op campaigns very well. I mean, Halo's campaign is like set up to co-op. you can just easily have somebody jump in or play it by yourself. It doesn't matter. And Gears is the same way. And it always has been. I don't know. Like,
unfortunately, Gears only has 2-player co-op.
Yes.
And Halo has like 4, right?
It's 4, I believe.
Yeah,
Gears
Halo was
3
4.
had 4, didn't it?
Yes, it
I
did.
thought so. I thought it was 3 or Judgment that had.
Judgment had 4-player co-op because you could play as a chick, as Baird, as Cole,
as well as Gears 3.
Right.
But I think in the campaign, because you drop down to 3 characters sometimes, that's why they didn't do 4-player co-op.
But
it's unfortunate.
It is unfortunate because I think that would have been a bigger selling point on this game. There are a couple of things, as much as I love it, there are a couple of things I guess that still aggravate me. Just minor details, just more of maybe just laziness or just, if they only could have done it this way, it would have been better. I understand the reason why. Well, first of all, let's explain that you, Ryan, and then we had another Ryan with us. You both are playing from your computer as well.
Yeah.
So you're playing from your Windows 10 computer with us who are on the Xbox One. And I think just right there, that's just pure genius. I mean, I just think what another great way that Microsoft has really worked to bring 2 different units together and still include people to play and motivate those people that may not be necessarily PC players but have, specific console for your TV to play instead, but still unite us. I think that in general is a really good idea. So, but the hard part is because of the different spectrums, I guess, computer is much better with the graphics and all that other detailed jargon that I am not well versed in. You can't play certain modes together with somebody who is on a console. So that's a little bit.
Yeah, they don't want the mouse and keyboard advantage to destroy the game, right? So they don't let you play competitive multiplayer if you're on PC.
I feel like they should install some kind of software where they force the PC players to use a controller, where it says like plug in a controller and you'll be able to play.
Here's the thing: you're still getting better frame rates, possibly, and you know what I mean.
Lock the frame rates. Make it so where it locks it at 60 frames per second on the PC when you go into the multiplayer lobby and it says, "Do you want to play with console players?" Yeah. Lock it at 60. Make them use a controller, and then there you go.
I mean, yeah, I think that's, but I think there's a reason why they're not doing that,
Because people would would complain.
People would complain.
Well, of course. And,
They don't wanna-
here I am complaining about this. So people are going to complain no matter what you do. You're always going to find somebody that's going to bitch about something or another.
Yeah.
Definitely. Guys.
But, yes.
I just got to say, get Battlefield, man. Like, you know, I am about Battlefield. Brink was on Brink, my old co-host on HGP. He was messaging me the other day, and he was like, "Man, I'm so torn. I want to get Skyrim when it comes out. This week. Well, the week this show comes out is when Skyrim comes out. But he was torn between getting Skyrim or Battlefield, and I told him, like, dude, Skyrim it's going to be the same game you already played. It's just going to look nicer. I mean, you're probably going to make different decisions, but it's going to look nicer. It's the same exact game. Battlefield 1 is a new game, and every match you play is different. No two matches is the same, like. So he got Battlefield 1. IAM's got Battlefield 1, and I seen a few people message me this week on Xbox Live, wanting to play Battlefield 1.
Did IAMS get Battlefield 1 on Xbox or PC?
He got it on Xbox, actually. I'm so surprised, too. Like,
that's surprising, yeah.
He got it on Xbox. And it was actually MH Panda, Alex. He messaged me this week. He was like, "Hey, man, I got Battlefield 1. If you want to play this, whenever you get a chance, invite me and I'll play with you." So the community loves Battlefield. That's for sure. They love Battlefield. I love Battlefield. You guys should love Battlefield. I got nothing against Gears. I will definitely play Gears before the end of the year. And I'm more than positive that it'll probably be a contender for Game of the Year, in the shooter category.
Even playing that operations mode.
Definitely, dude.
I got to say the audio is just phenomenal.
Dude,
it's right on par with the explosions, the guns.
And if you put it on war tapes and you got a surround sound headset on and you just hear the yells and the screaming and all the fucking gunshots going off around you, the tanks, it's just amazing, man. I don't know. Battlefield does it right. And
dude, I have that, man. I have my surround sound on when I'm playing Battlefield, and I don't know, man. I like the campaign until, like you said, you get to that third act, and it's just like, this is kind of dragging on. And I don't care about multiplayer, really.
I'm just excited to play more of the campaign, because there's other missions. There's one, I think, that you're like an airplane pilot. There's another one where you're like in a battleship.
Oh, I'm sure they'll go through all the stuff.
So it's fucking cool looking. I just can't wait to get to those too. But the Battlefield,
it's just the multiplayer that turns me off personally. And
man, I think that you should get in there with the squad. Squad up with me or with IAMS.
Dude, I have squatted up with you before, and I get demolished.
So much fun, dude. If you just like, hey, buddy, like, hey, bro, you just see that shit? Did you just see that?
And then in Gears too, but I'm still having fun playing. You know what I mean?
That makes a difference.
It's just fun, man.
Top of the list any of the time. Well, maybe a couple of times, but not very often. When we were playing Gears, but I was still having a blast playing it.
The thing about Battlefield, to be on top of the list, you don't have to get kills. You don't. You can be on top of the list and be negative.
Well, same with Gears.
Yes, because you can break circles, you can capture circles, you can be assisting in kills. Reviving. So all those things add up. I mean, a lot of times when I'm coming
depends on what class you are.
It's not necessarily I'm killing people.
You can snipe.
Yes, which I'm terrified.
I was playing a scout most of the time when we were playing the other night, and I would get a lot of points because I was out running around the battlefield collecting all the stuff, right? And just trying to get back to the fortification so that we could make more stuff.
Yeah, that was the same thing with me with the engineer when I played Horde Sunday night. Because, we got all the way through wave 50, and I just killed it with points because I was always, repairing and upgrading and placing new fortifications because that was his specialty.
Dude, I'm almost to a level 48.
Hey, Normie.
So proud of myself.
Ooh.
Hey, Normie.
Yes.
1-4 Loco. Down.
Are you serious?
Man. Challenge.
I'm like a fifth way down, and I'm so like woozy and tired. Standing up is gonna suck.
I got a pretty good buzz going on right now.
Test your might, Normie.
Very good buzz right now, and I'm only fifth down. I want to tell you, I went to go buy this Loco, and I am not ashamed to tell you, I am 39 years old. Okay, So I went to go buy 4 Lokos, one for me, one for the better half. I figured, we might as well each have one. Why not? So I bought them, and the guy at the counter asked for my ID. I'm like, oh, I feel a little special. He's IDing me, and his eyes got really big when he looked at my date, at my birth date. He's like, whoa! And he was an older guy. He was probably around my age. He's like, I didn't realize you were that old.
Wow.
And I looked at him and I said,
You do look young, Normie.
well, thanks. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I should be feeling, offended or if I should be happy. But then I kind of looked at him and said, yeah, I'm going to be 40 next year. I can't believe this. And so it made a little fun conversation that I had to laugh that, I got carded. I'm 39. I got carded for two 4 Lokos.
Man.
And that his eyes literally they couldn't bulge out of his face any more than they did.
Because you were buying 4 Lokos. They were like, it's got to be some kid.
Yeah, it's got to be a kid. And then he's like, do you have kids? And I'm like, yes. He's like, well, how old is your kid? And I'm like, your kids? I'm like, I have one, and he's 14. And I told him, I said, had he been standing here with me, you would have realized how much older I really am. And he laughed.
Yeah.
But it was because I never get carded. Like if we go to a restaurant and I happen to have something, I never get carded. But if it's just my husband and I, he does not get carded and I do. But the funny thing is, I'm a year older than he is. So I always think that's where I start to laugh too. That to me is the funniest part. When I get carded and he doesn't, and I'm older than he is. But anyways, yeah, I'm only a 5th down, and I feel like I've been partying all night.
No, you gotta keep going, Normie. Keep going. Woo, chug.
Down it.
And it's actually good. If you've never had a 4 Loko, I recommend you start with the fruit punch because that's the one I have tonight.
Yeah.
And it really tastes like fruit punch.
It does taste like fruit punch, but it's rough. I'm feeling like it's gonna be rough in the morning.
All the 4 Lokos are like that, Ryan.
Yeah,
they
taste.
It's not so bad. The blue stuff is good. The
there's a blue one?
There's a blue raspberry one. That's actually
fucking red one. There's a purple one.
God,
There's a
why
green
didn't I get
one.
that one?
Well, mine wasn't carried anymore. The strawberry kiwi one is disgusting. Don't even think about trying the sour apple. Sour apple was nasty.
That don't sound good.
Hey, do you guys ever, Normie, have you ever had those buzz balls?
No. That sounds kind of kinky, actually.
It does, huh? But it's B-U-Z-E balls. Buzz balls.
Why couldn't you ask that to one of us?
I know.
Really?
Yeah, bro, I had buzz balls the other day. Fuck.
Hey, Jesus, have you ever had a buzz ball?
Well, I deliver them for a living. I mean, I deliver all the alcohol, so.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. Well, like, are they one of those smooth drinks that kind of just go down nice? Or is it kind of like its title and it's, oh, Nelly kind of thing?
Yeah. Some say they're like a except they're I forgot the alcohol content, but they're stronger.
Oh, geez.
But they do make what I like to call the gas station version, which is just more of the wine and beer strength.
Okay.
It's called Tropical something that I deliver to gas stations, but the Buzzballs I deliver to all the convenience stores. And they make the green apple, and everybody loves the chocolate, and they have all different flavors, raspberry and stuff.
Chocolate. I'm not a chocolate fan, and I'm not a chocolate fan of synthetic ones. But if somebody says that they like something that's chocolatey and it's kind of like one of those synthetic flavors and they like it, then I'm more than willing to try it.
Yeah, I have a lady, she buys like a box every 2 weeks. So I think there's like 16 in a box.
She was like those
Holy
Buzzballs.
cow,
She loves
man.
it, yeah.
She loves them Buzzballs?
They're good. I guess they're like the clubs. That's what something like that.
Hi, Bruce. Bruce is in chat.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Hey, Bruce.
Guys. Anyways, we need to get back
a lot of love on the
video
Buzzball conversation.
video game talk.
Derail it. Back to game. Battlefield.
No, Gears. No, go ahead, Jesus. This is your show, not mine.
Gears.
You guys, I don't want to.
Gears, Battlefield, the community. Join us, play with us. Guys, this week I went back and played a game that's very old. It came out in 2009, 2010. Red Dead Redemption. I went back to play it, guys. I had nostalgia for it, but you know why? You may think that it was for the recent announcement that was made this week by Rockstar and releasing the trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2, but it's not. Actually, what happened was I've been watching this show on HBO called Westworld.
Yes,
I've been watching it too, Jesus.
That show's so good, man. Are you guys...
Amazing.
You guys watch Westworld? All of you guys? Have you guys seen
Westworld?
it?
Yes.
Vince,
I have an
you seen
HBO
it?
password.
I just watched episode 2
Jesus, I
tonight.
should watch it.
I haven't been able to. Every time I go to watch something, I keep getting like Xbox
dude.
party invites and shit. I
you
can't watch
have
anything
to.
anymore.
You need to tell those.
Just
parties
ignore him, dude. Just ignore him. Even if it's
Stop watching Hulu. Let's play a game.
me, ignore the invite and just watch Westworld, man. That show is so fucking good.
Yeah,
It's pretty
will
good,
blow
I'm
your
just gonna
mind.
start appearing offline when I'm watching shit. That's what I'm gonna do.
Usually when I see people are watching stuff, I don't really bug them
Yeah.
unless I really want to play with them.
No, not me.
Or just turn off your notifications while
Yeah.
you're watching videos.
Like you can have a setting where
Yeah.
it turns them off where you don't see them. Anyways, guys, Westworld is so fucking good. Episode 3 was intense. It's starting to make a lot more sense now.
Whoa. I'm on episode 2, so don't know.
It's starting to make a lot more sense now, Ryan. I just gotta say, like,
Yes.
the story is making more sense because episode 1 was really confusing. You're like, what the fuck am I watching? Like, well, this makes no sense.
I kind of
Can
got
I
what was going on.
I'm
So-
gonna have my little girly moment here, and I'm just gonna say, James Marsden, you are aging so nice, and you are still yummy. That's a Four Loco talking.
Yeah.
Speaking of Four Loco, Normie, there's number 2.
Oh my gosh, number 2. You got like 5, didn't you, Ryan? I got 2, but
Dude,
only
Ryan,
one
if you
was
got
it.
like 5, dude, you're gonna
got
be
3.
dead by the end of the show. You're gonna be
Dude,
dead.
those things would-
Give
those
us
things
your
would totally
send
kill
me your address real quick so I can
Yeah.
call the Canadian ambulance to go pick you up.
the Canadian ambulance. We have called 911.
They're only
Actually, not from
11.9.
Canada, called 911 to New York. So,
Oh, for me, it's not
to
the alcohol
California,
content.
it's awesome.
I just can't do it because of the sugar.
Yeah, it's a lot of sugar.
It is a
Yeah.
lot of sugar. But if you close your eyes, I've learned the sugar doesn't count.
Yeah.
Yeah, try telling that to my type 2.
This makes no sense. Oh man,
Type 2, if you're in there in my body, it doesn't count. I promise.
guys, Red Dead Redemption is so much fun. I went back to it, and I'm just having fun being in that world, being in that like Wild West.
like GTA though,
Fucking
right?
Cool,
Jesus,
man. Yeah, I like GTA, but
Yeah.
Red Dead is different. Obviously, I mean, there's no cars. You're
It's
a
different,
horse.
but it's similar.
The little
same.
stories, the side stories they have going on with that guy who sells the elixir thing, and you have to help him like lie to people about it. All that shit's cool, man. Like that whole little wave, John Marston, whatever. His story is fucking cool, and I'm really enjoying it. And I wonder, in Red Dead Redemption 2, because the trailer was released this week, I wonder if the story will be based before this story or after this story.
I think it's after.
Because if you think about Red Dead Redemption, man, it was
Good question.
based like in 1911. So, I mean, if they go after...
I got the impression that it was before.
So did I.
Because with
Yeah.
like for example with the map that got leaked out, I didn't recall seeing any railroads on there, and there were in Red Dead Redemption 1. So I think there's that. And I think the one dude was talking to John Marston when he told him, hey, you need to get out of here and go. Because I think we're looking at a prequel, really, because
I'm
think
thinking
it's
you
gonna
are,
be
too.
based
You're gonna
when
be
he was
like-
like an outlaw.
Yeah, when you're going to be part of that gang with the other dudes and shit, like be an outlaw. Which will be cool as hell. I think it'll be a cool story
Yeah.
if you do it that way.
Oh yeah.
I'd enjoy a prequel.
I'm just afraid if they go forward after Red Dead Redemption, it's gonna be too modern. There's a lot of, because I mean, it's 1911 in Red Dead Redemption. It's like around
Right, and-
1911, 1912. How much
That's part
after
of the
that,
lure,
like,
right?
do cars become like a main thing? Do things like that become more mainstream? You know, like when did cars become mainstream?
Like 1920,
What's the year
right?
of Red
If
Dead?
you were wealthy.
It's 1911, but in Red Dead there was only one car, and only like the government people had it.
No, I'm saying, what year was Red Dead?
1911, 1912.
1911.
Fucking Titanic sank in when 1912 or some shit.
1912, I think.
So it's like around the
April?
same year.
Yeah, they
It's
didn't have
just-
cars till.
That's
Like
crazy.
1920, 1930. I can't remember when T. Ford invented the first car.
It's
Something
just-
like
Yeah,
that.
so there's a couple of years.
they had
off.
cars.
There
before that.
is a car. There is a car in Red Dead Redemption. If you remember, like, there's the government people that they have like one car, but they're the only ones who drive it. You never drive a car.
Yeah, because back then it
They had
was
gas
probably
engines.
like, only the rich, the very
Yeah.
high class had them, right? Like,
Yeah, but I just don't want him to go forward in the timeline. I want him to go back. I want to see like the 1800s, maybe earlier 1900s.
it's possible. I think it's going to continue off with his son. That's what I think is going to happen. But
I don't really like his son. His son was like a.
maybe that's too obvious, you know? Who knows? Maybe they go back so you can be him again, right?
That'd be
Yeah.
so cool, man. if he
John
goes back.
Marston.
But really,
James Marsden?
If they go back and the end of the game is you getting shot like in the beginning of Red Dead Redemption. You remember in the beginning of Red Dead Redemption? I recently played
That
it.
spoils the end of the game.
But no, it doesn't, because if they like lead up a mission to like,
Well, I mean,
and
you
then they
get
just
the
show
lead
it.
up,
They
right?
just show it like in a cutscene, you know, like after like the credits end, they show the cutscene, and they show you getting shot from the beginning of Red Dead Redemption.
Yeah.
That'll be a cool way to tie the story together.
Oh, we'll keep that. We'll keep that, Jesus. We got to remember that. You remember that because I'm
You know
not
what?
gonna remember it.
Coin that. And then if
that-
it doesn't happen, you need to
I
put
need
that
to
in.
email Rockstar, be like, "Hey, Rockstar, you need to release an update for your game and put this in."
Horrible Gamers, which I think is IAMS, he needs to decide what to buy, Gears or Battlefield. Sean,
Gears.
buy Gears.
Gears.
And this is
Let's
why.
put it to a vote.
Well, we
Vote
could,
to this whole crew right here. Who says Gears? Hands up.
hands me. I'm one of them.
Who says Battlefield? Hands up.
I haven't
Oh,
decided
there's
yet.
two people in this
He's
room.
undecided.
I haven't
Well, here-
decided.
Here's my
I can't
here's
buy
my
them both
reasoning, guys.
now.
Because right now we know that Ryan, Clint, and I are playing this. The only person that's really played Battlefield is Jesus and a little bit of Gunny. And
Well, I have
played
to.
it
Gunny's a
Battlefield
little
too.
okay. But
I'm
you guys
playing
are
more
still
Gears.
lukewarm on it. It's not something that you're sold on just yet. It seems that more people are,
Buy
are playing Gears
Battlefield.
at the moment. Well, Battlefield is on beta, right?
No, it's
No, I have
out.
trial through
No,
EA
it-
access.
No, the
Yeah,
game's
that's
fully
how I'm
released
playing it.
on.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Battle-
the game fully
Battlefield's
released
out.
yesterday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is a bullshit thing, guys, because let's be honest, Early Enlister released Tuesday when games usually come out on Tuesdays.
Right.
That means they held off the regular edition of the game, the $6 version, till Friday.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
what they should have done is
bullshit.
release the regular edition on Tuesday and release the Early Enlister edition like on Friday.
When the,
The
EA access
weekend
got
before.
access to it.
And then release EA Access even earlier, like
But
on
that's
Tuesday.
the thing. EA Access is supposed to get it before anybody else. That's their kind of thing.
It was
So I think
stupid.
that's probably why they did it.
It's so
that
dumb
way.
to have delay
Yeah.
people playing
And
it.
that's not the first time that the game released on a day other than Tuesday.
No.
Well, it's not vengeful, but at the same time, you know why they released it on Friday, because they wanted to make more money on Tuesday. It's so stupid
what's-
the way they did that.
You know what's funny, Normie? That is not on my can.
That is so funny. My can says we ID. They sure did.
Mm.
They sure did.
They don't ID in Canada?
Oh, they
What's the
ID
legal
us, but
drinking
it
age?
doesn't say it on the can.
Oh.
In Canada. What is
Yeah.
the legal?
What is the drinking age in Canada? 12?
18, guys. 18.
Really? Wow.
That's how it is in Uruguay too. In America, if you're 18, you're
one of
old
the
enough
only-
to
In
die. for
America,
your
it's
country,
15
but
if
you're
you
not
know the
old
right
enough to
people.
Drink for your country.
America.
You got friends.
In America, it's 15 if you got cool
Well, I
parents.
mean, in Canada, it's whatever age you want if you know someone older.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was well drinking before 21, and I wasn't
Same
even
here.
getting carded when I was like 18,
a lot
19.
before 21.
I just stand in front of 7-Eleven and pay somebody. Hey, come here.
I had a friend of mine one time.
7-Eleven. That's funny that you buy alcohol at 7-Eleven. That's
7-Eleven.
hilarious.
I had a
I
friend.
they don't have liquor, but beer. Yeah.
Virginia.
I got a story to tell you guys. I had a friend of mine one time. We were going, after work. We're like, hey, let's hit up the slot machines at this bar. So we go into the bar. And of course, we go sit down at the slot machine, and we're not even drinking. We're just sitting down at the slot machine. And the lady at the bartender lady, she comes up to me. She's like, hey guys, I need to check your IDs real quick. So, I show her my ID. And my friend didn't tell me this at the time before we went in there, that he didn't have his ID.
Oh, snap.
All he had was like a little Hot Wheels card or something like that.
Oh my god.
Those cards? It was like a Hot Wheels membership card, but it had his picture on it. He tried to give this to the lady, and the lady was like, what the fuck? She looked at him and she was like, what is this? And he was like, oh, like, this is the only thing I have for my ID. It shows my birthday. And she was like, this isn't like a legal document. You can't use this, to identify yourself. And it was just bizarre to me. And the reason I tell you this story, because earlier this week on the news, they were talking about how somebody went to go buy beer. I'm assuming at a store or something, convenience store or something.
Okay.
But they didn't have their ID, so the guy, instead of saying, I don't have my ID on me, I left it at home. Here's my Blockbuster card, my membership to Blockbuster, to prove to you that I'm over 21. Right. And the people sold him the beer. They were like, okay, here's the beer, man. Like, you're fucking old to have a Blockbuster card. You're old enough to have one of those.
Yeah.
Right.
You're old
That's
enough
true.
too.
I mean, that makes sense, but I'm shocked that they didn't get fined or anything for that, because there are people that go.
Wait. You have to be 21 years old to be a Blockbuster member in the U.S.?
No, but it goes to show, because Blockbuster went out of business.
Shut down years ago.
Yeah.
No, we don't have video stores here.
We don't either.
Really.
Yeah. So anybody that has their hands on a Blockbuster card,
it's obviously an old card.
Yes. Okay.
So yeah, the last
I should
Blockbuster
pull out
shut down a long time ago.
Blockbuster card today. That would have proved to him how old I really was. It's
He
matter.
probably would have called the cops on you, Normie. Like, oh man. But yeah, guys, it's just a bizarre story. But I remember my buddy tried to do that, and I don't know. I don't know what the fuck he was thinking. You try to show a Hot Wheels card to the bartender lady. I was like, what are you doing?
You should have gone behind him and done
and they kicked us out. They kicked me out because they thought I was trying to take him in there.
And he might think it's real.
I was like, what?
Wheels card.
I was like, what are you doing? I was like, if you're gonna go in there with me, why the fuck would you go in there with the Hot Wheels card? It was bizarre, man. I don't know.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Man. It happened.
He'd go all Micro Machine Man, talking like 50 miles an hour.
Oh shit!
I can do it. I'm old enough to drink. I can talk like him.
But guys,
I'm not making it right now.
Back to video games. Are you guys excited for the new Red Dead?
Yeah,
somewhat.
No.
I watched my
It's a ways off still, man.
If he plays it, I'm excited to watch him play it. It certainly beats the hell out of Smite, because that's all he plays nowadays is Smite. So, or he'll watch Twitch about Smite 24/7. So if he wants to play Red Dead Redemption number 2, I will be happy to watch him play that.
I mean, I played the shit out of some Red Dead 1 because I totally loved it. And Rockstar has yet to disappoint me, Okay. So, I mean, any game that I've played by Rockstar, including table tennis on the 360, I thought it was just totally awesome.
Table tennis was a good game, man.
Yeah, it was. But,
Excellent.
I mean, to me, Rockstar has a very impressive track record as far as its games. So, and I mean, they gave Red Dead 1 support for a very long time,
And for me, in my opinion, one of the best DLC that any game has got was in Red Dead Redemption, the first one. That
Nightmare,
Undead Nightmare,
something
dude.
like that.
Undead Nightmare.
Yeah, Undead Nightmare.
Oh man, and that DLC was like the best DLC. To date, I think it's still one of the best DLCs out there. It's like a whole story for like $20.
Hey, that's not bad.
I felt the same way though with the Shivering Isles expansion for Oblivion, because that was like a game within a game that added so much new content and story to it that, I mean, you could play that and it was like its own game.
I think
Go ahead,
I was going to say the Mass Effect 2 had some of the best DLC as well.
I don't know, man. I gotta say I gotta say that Undead Nightmare, man. I just being in that, like watching that, and it was like, you know, you see the people get bit and they turn into zombies in front of you. You're like, whoa, that's pretty crazy. Like,
oh, it's like my house.
It's like your house.
People are getting bit and turned into zombies at your house.
Time. I mean, you know, that's probably too much more than what you need to know, but.
Whoa. For Lokos kicking in, guys.
So we know the better half's the fighter.
Why did you
I know we told you this isn't a child-friendly podcast, but
this is getting weird. Welcome to the Horrible Gamers Porn Show.
Yeah.
Oh man, guys.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah,
you know, open world games like that. How much do you love them, or do they get boring? Do they bore you?
Not if they have a cool story. Like Red Dead has a cool story. Like. And Red Dead 2
to be honest
could have
with
a really
you,
cool
I've
story.
never finished Red Dead for that exact reason, but I kind of get a little bored with it. But same with GTA. I can see why it's a good game, and I can see why people like it. It just doesn't pull me into it.
I can never finish it twice. I try to beat GTA 5 again, but I can't beat it twice. I beat it the first time, and that was amazing, but I can't go through it twice. Like I try to play GTA 5 once in a while, and I do like one mission or two missions, and then I can't play anymore. So I'm like, I already did this mission a long time ago. Why am I playing this again?
Yeah.
And Red Dead, the only reason I wanted to go back to Red Dead, guys, was because honestly, fucking Westworld is so fucking cool to me. I'm like, I need to be in the Wild West right now. I'm gonna go play some Red Dead, and that's what I did.
I like that it's in the in the western side at this early in time, because it gives you a whole nother feel of a whole nother world. That's what I thought was really cool about Red Dead Redemption.
It does. Because we'd never experienced that. We never experienced the Wild West. We only see it in movies or
there have
history.
been other Western games out there, but nothing to the scope and caliber of Red Dead.
I remember Gun.
I remember
Gun, and that game was good, but it was old.
It was good because you got to remember that was back original Xbox.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember playing it on original Xbox.
That was a good game for its time.
Yeah.
You know, that was kind of like Red Dead before it was Red Dead. You know what I mean? Sort of.
Mm-hmm. What's that other game called? The Cartel of Juarez?
Like Red Revolver?
Yeah.
Oh, you're thinking, Call of Juarez.
Call of Juarez?
That's a good game.
Cartel of
Call of
Juarez.
Juarez, yeah.
Call of Juarez, I don't know.
There's good games in that series, and there's really bad games in that series.
Mm-hmm.
That one, that Call of Juarez, where you were going through the stories that the guy told, what was that called again?
Oh, I remember that. Like you were at a bar with him, and
the guy was at the bar,
stories.
you telling stories, and then you would play whatever the story was he was telling.
I forget
what the hell.
That was one of the newer ones, wasn't it?
Call of Juarez.
Gunslinger,
right? Yes, yeah.
It was only like $15 too.
Yeah, that was a fun game.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm drunk, so continue on, Jesus.
No, Normii was talking about open world, Wild West.
Normii passed out. I can't even see her now.
She's
on the ground.
Yeah. You know, guys, I actually managed to play another game too this week.
Did you?
That wasn't Gears or Battlefield. Actually, in fact, it was earlier today. I was getting back into some Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare 2.
Wow.
Oh, sweet. Why didn't you tell me, dude? I would come play Plants vs. Zombies with you.
Well, wait a minute.
Because it was like
DBZ 2, Normie. Let's do it.
Yeah. No, Normie, I was saying that I was playing that earlier today, Garden Warfare 2. But it was like the hour right before we started recording. So
okay. I need to play a good game with
I was actually watching
people
Westworld.
I know.
Yeah, but I love that game, and there's only like.
Are you seriously gonna
less
eat a
than a day
banana,
left.
Normie?
I am, because I have to like soak the shit up because I'm feeling really
That's awesome. Woo!
Just make sure you only eat the banana. We don't need any other demonstrations.
Nope.
Oh, God.
Just like that and the biting, that stays somewhere over there in the corner of the house.
Oh, jeez.
Continue. Fuck,
But
this is
yeah,
getting
but
weird.
no, I hadn't played it in a while, and jumped back into it, and God, I forgot how much I love that game.
It's a fun game, man. It's a lot of fun.
It is. It was me and my buddies, David and Damien, and the three of us just, we did some garden ops, and then we.
Who's your favorite character?
Right
Character
now.
you use.
Well, I play more the plant side than I do the zombies.
Yeah,
Right
so same
now,
here.
Right now, I think my favorite plant, just because I haven't played them all, I have to say is the Power Chomper, like the electrically
I
charged
like the
one.
chomper, eh?
Yeah, but that electrically charged one, if you just go in there in a group and just
Yeah.
start hitting your main attack, you're just shocking the shit out of them all.
My battery's dying. I didn't bring it from upstairs. I'll be right back. Oh my goodness, I'm such a mess.
Oh, jeez, Normie, what are you doing?
But I gotta tread lightly because everybody's sleeping.
Okay, be quiet. Go. Don't fall over.
No, but there's that. But you guys, I did something this week, and I posted it in the group earlier this week, and I did something that I didn't think that I could be talked into doing because I gave this game up a long time ago. I got talked into buying the expansions for Destiny. So I've got
What?
yeah, so I've got
Shame.
yeah, so
Shame.
I now have Taken
Shame.
King and Rise of Iron.
Okay, Clay, here's the question I was going to put on the Facebook group, but will you play it?
I see Jesus is rolling his eyes.
Maybe. I mean, if
I'll
I'm
just stay
if-
muted.
no, it's gonna be like if I'm if it's on a Sunday
I have
and
nothing nice
I
to
don't
say.
see anybody else on and I don't know what else to play, then yeah,
Wait.
I'll probably jump it on. Or there's
All
like
of
one
us
or
need
two.
to do this.
Yeah, there's,
Everybody,
one or
right
two
now,
guys.
say shame. Shame.
Shame.
Shame.
Shame.
Shame.
We need a little
Shame.
bell to ring.
I was going to get the phone and do the bell, but
You should get the bell.
No, wait, hold on here. No, I know what we need.
The fucking bell.
he's got a bell.
Shame.
We're walking
No.
into the horrible gamers community. Shame.
There'll be a few people with him.
No, y'all remember the Scarlet Letter?
Yeah.
It's a giant S for shame.
Shame.
Or shit. I can say it.
No,
Hey,
I
no,
already.
Clint.
You know what? I can
Have
already
you
tell
even
you, Clint,
touched
you're
the
not
game
gonna,
yet? Have you even
You're already
played
not going to
it?
do it because of the
Did you
grinding
just buy it to make your
that you
friends
might
happy?
have to do.
I got talked into it from one of my work buddies. I mean, hell, I haven't even played Forza Horizon 3, and I just downloaded that this week too.
That is what you need to be playing.
Yeah.
What do
Yeah.
we need to be
That-
playing?
Gears?
Forza
and
Horizon
Battlefield
3.
Or where it's at right now.
Yeah, but that's just it. I've mostly been balls deep in Gears 4.
Yeah. I hear you, man.
Because,
I'm
and
finding
it's
it hard to go
especially
back to
because
Forza.
now, I had never played with Normie before, and she's just awesome.
Yeah.
Oh, I think you're just saying that because I'm on here, but
No,
we
for me, you are awesome. You'd say
Well,
that
no.
if you weren't here.
You are like the goddess of grenades.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love
Heard her
it.
damn grenade kills.
They are my favorites. And you know what? I think I wanted to touch on this a little bit because we talked about, we talked about playing with friends and how much more fun it is. I had so much more satisfaction when one of you guys killing me than any other Joe Schmo. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like, I feel like
you can't
Yeah,
get
it's
pissed
fun.
about it.
Yeah, you can't get.
You
You laugh
can't.
about it. instead
Well, you
of getting
can,
mad.
but
Well,
you get
true.
over it quick.
That's it. And you can ever since I started podcasting, I've learned I'm better about knowing how to push buttons in a fun kind of way. I was always uptight about, oh, we shouldn't say that kind of stuff. It's not very nice, or I can't believe they just said that.
Yeah.
So I've
Yeah,
kind
but
of
with
learned
us,
how
you
to
don't
gauge
care.
myself, kind of like trolling, I guess. So I'm better about it, but I think it's so much fun with friends because you'd be like, oh, and you can like smack talk, but you know it's just fun. If it's somebody else I'm playing with that's on my team that sucks or just not being a good teammate person, I might come out as a nasty bee because I'm like, you asshole, why did you just do that? So
I know I've said once or twice where I'd start off and I'm like, son of a bitch, Normie, that was a beautiful explosion. You know, like I would be getting over it while I was, cursing. I'm like, son of a bitch, that was beautiful.
Yeah, we had a blast. It was me, Normie, Clint, Tedekin, Gabe, and
Eric and
what
Ryan.
was the taco? What was your buddy's name?
Taco.
Clint? Taco.
Oh yeah, Taco Avenger.
Yeah, the Taco Avenger.
Yeah, I added him
Isn't
on.
that a great name?
Dude, we had a blast, man. We were just having fun.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
I gotta say this for Tedekin though.
Wait, what was the Ryan guy's name? The other Ryan.
Skittles. Something Skittles.
Skittles, yeah.
Raging Skittles.
Raging Skittles. That was it.
He's a friend of Eric's. I met him through Eric.
Yes.
I gotta say this for Tedekin though.
Oh yeah, Eric was
Matto,
there too.
Matto, you need to get the game on Xbox.
I heard Matto bought a PC.
Matto needs to get an Xbox because everybody wants him to play on Xbox, but he's too busy.
I thought Matto had an
You
Xbox.
can play the Xbox.
He doesn't have the
games
Xbox,
He has
but
a
he got
PS4.
a PC.
He has a
okay.
PS4 and a PC now. Problem is he can't play with Xbox people.
But yeah, I don't think he's built his PC yet. I think that's
He
the
just
problem.
has it like in a box. It's just sitting there.
It's just sitting in pieces.
He's looking at it like, how do I put
It's a
this
puzzle
together?
for him to fucking put together at some point.
Speaking of PCs, I'm actually starting to search out components for me to start building a new gaming PC.
Oh,
Wait,
fancy.
whoa. Hang on here.
Wait, hold on.
Gunny.
Speaking PC, let's talk to Gunny about
What?
his experience.
I don't
What is
know.
going on with you, man?
Gunny,
What
tell me.
happened?
Yeah, Gunny.
Master PC race? PC
It's
Master
not here.
Race.
You want to see my
Not here
PC?
yet?
It's right here.
I
Okay?
want to see it.
There it
It's
is,
like
right
iPad
there.
Pro.
See it? Can you see that PC?
I
It's
see
gone.
a keyboard and a mouse.
Is it an iPad
Yeah,
Pro?
it's-
That's your new PC?
Am I
see a
the only one that
keyboard.
when somebody says PC, it
So
sounds...
Gunny
You see a
went and
screen
bought his
that's
PC
off.
pre-built.
There it is, right there.
When all of
Anything
us
on it?
told him that he should build his own PC.
So Gunny, tell the community so they don't make the same
Alright.
mistake you did. Where did you buy your PC from, and why did you Why did you return it?
Yeah, it's from iBuyPower.com.
Okay.
And yeah, freaking problems with it since day one.
Oh.
I don't know why, man.
I don't know. I think graphics
bro.
card, motherboard, who knows? So even after talking with customer service, yeah,
Experience,
More like
alright.
What an
customer
experience that
disservice.
hung up on me the
Disservice.
first time. But yeah, after last week, just it would just shut down. Windows would crash, blue screen of death. I said, "Fuck this!" I called them up Monday, said, "I don't want this stupid thing anymore. Take it back." So, yeah, they're like, "Well, we can take a look at it because that's the agreement or whatever." So I'm kind of stuck until.
You're stuck with it, right?
Yeah, pretty much. They said, "Oh, you got it under 30 days, so just return it back." But they sent me the label. I didn't have to pay for any of the shipping.
That's good.
That's
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah, and
So
it was
it
good
only
you
took-
kept the original box and everything too.
Yeah,
Well,
because I took that original
That
box
helps,
down to
yeah.
FedEx, and they used that.
That's good.
So-
That's really
What
And
was
they
wrong with
put a
it
rush
though?
on
What
it.
was it doing?
so when are they supposed to put it? Oh yeah. Go ahead. What was it doing? Tell them what it was doing.
So basically, what would happen was, it didn't matter if I updated it to Windows Anniversary or not, or even if I started to play a game. But basically, whether it was 30 minutes or 2 hours into doing anything on that PC, I would get these like jagged lines or these like it looked like the Matrix on my screen,
Ooh.
and then it would
pretty cool.
just freeze up and crash.
Use a feature.
That's too bad that no Neo.
That's your
come out.
screensaver.
Yeah, bro. What are you talking about?
No, it's not the screensaver. I would set that
No, I'm
off.
just kidding. I'm just kidding, man.
No, it wasn't the screensaver because I set it to like 1 hour or whatever, and never go off. And I mean, I did every suggestion the internet told me to do, but it still like would just screw up.
No,
And
was getting all weird, and it would flicker out, and then you would get an error, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I'd get the blue screen to death. Hey, something went wrong with your
It
PC.
sounds like there's something faulty with your video card.
Yeah,
But
that's what the guy said.
That's what I'm thinking.
Definitely the GPU, he said.
Now, are they going to replace it, Gunny? They just returning your money? What's your next step?
The next step is to replace the GPU. And now that's something he wanted. The customer service recommended, like, hey, do you feel comfortable taking this apart? I'm like, yeah, I used to install Computer Safe, so I could take it out. But the problem is, if I just ship that out, and they'd immediately ship me a new one, but they have to charge my credit card, and the Supreme Commander would not be happy with that. Yeah. That being the wife, because I already did that with the SSD drive, because that's what I thought the problem was originally. That was giving me the issue.
So they're charging your credit card for what? For shipping?
So
a stocking fee or something.
They probably, I guess they wouldn't if they were to ship it right away. So basically I'd be shipping mine out and they'd be shipping me a new one.
Yeah.
So yeah, they would have to charge my credit card for that. And then once they got the other one, they would reverse the charge. But it takes a couple weeks.
They're just charging. Oh, okay. So that they can send one out right away, they're charging your credit card for a new computer in order for you to be shipped it right away. And then when they receive your computer, they take that charge away from your credit card. That's what you're saying?
Yeah, but I was speaking more like the GPU. Like just thinking that's the issue.
Charging you for the GPU, and then once they figure it out.
So I thought, I said, fuck that. Here, just take the whole thing back.
Right.
Don't charge me anything. Fix it.
The fact that you turn it on and that power button comes on, it's just that feeling, man. When you turn it on, you're like, oh, that's so good, and it works.
Yeah.
I mean, like for a regular person like me that doesn't know really much about computers, I don't think I could build a computer on my own. Have this.
Not as hard as you think, Normie.
You don't think so? I have this incredible baby Pac-Man that's been sitting in my living room for the past 4 years.
That's different.
I'm afraid to touch that motherboard.
That's an arcade cabinet plus pinball table.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you want, Normie, I can.
And I killed.
What happened to it?
Well, I don't know, because we got it this way. It was supposed to be a family pet project to fix. And we haven't quite done that yet. There are a couple things that we did kind of fix, but that motherboard needs to go somewhere.
Yeah.
And I was planning to do it as a Christmas gift for the better half, take it out and send it out and have them fix it, and then at least get that part put together and forward it. Get a little forward in the project. But they're like, just don't fry it, because if you fry it, you're in trouble. And once they told me, I'm like, oh crap, what if I touch it and I ruin it, and now we're got a dead cabinet, a completely dead cabinet.
Well, I doubt that would happen, but if anybody doesn't know, what's it called again? Normie, I'm sorry, Baby Pac-Man,
Baby
right?
Pac-Man, Bally's Baby Pac-Man.
It's a pinball machine and a Pac-Man game all in one. So you play the Pac-Man game for a little bit until you die or until you go out one of the sides, right?
I think it's and then it becomes a little
and then it becomes
video
a pinball game.
Yeah, the pinball game. Sorry, I'm trying to keep things. And I said Bally's, and you're right, it is Bailey's. And the reason why I say Bally's is because my dad, he's got a very thick Spanish accent. And when he last came to visit, all I could hear him say was, Bali Baby Pac-Man, Bali Baby Pac-Man. I'm like, Dad, what are you saying? And then it finally clicked on me that he just kept reading it over and over and over again.
And I thought Bally's made slot machines.
They make a lot of stuff. They did pinball machines for a while.
So you think, Ryan, that it's more complicated because it's a dual thing, and it's just not your normal?
Older technology.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's a lot older technology. Where when you're building a computer, all you do is you buy all the components. You know what I mean? You buy your video card, you buy a motherboard, you buy a case, you buy RAM. Everything just goes into its proper slots. If you just take a look at the manual and read it, everything pops into its normal slots, and you plug some stuff in, and boom, and it works. All I did personally when I built mine was I put everything in, and then I had a friend come over that was knowledgeable in computers and kind of looked at it and went, yeah, okay, everything looks right to me. Then I plugged the power in and turned it on. Boom, it worked. I had no issues from there.
Nice.
You know, you're always going to have little issues like driver issues or little things that you got to work through at first. But once you work through all that stuff, I've had no problems with it ever since.
It's good.
So,
yeah, and
Gunny seems to be a horror story. You know what I mean? Like it should have worked, but it didn't.
And that was from when I first even turned it on. I was like, "Oh, what's this? Oh, maybe it's just nothing." You know,
your shit was broken.
Right after I
Your
turned
shit
it
was
on.
broken. Whatever.
Yeah, and when I built my last one, I mean, when I was looking at different parts, I would even look up, you know, because I was buying each part individually. I would look up and see what compatibility issues that, you know, X component might have with other parts. And then I'm like, okay, well, I know I can't go with this kind of, you know, whatever.
Usually, even if you go to like PC Picker or whatever, it won't give you parts. If you pick a certain motherboard, it won't give you parts that won't work with that motherboard. It'll only give you parts that will work with it.
Yeah, but I bought from all over the place, though. I bought like a couple things off of Amazon, a couple things off of
No, but there's a site that like
Tiger Direct and
but if you go to PC Picker, it picks from the best prices it can find across all of those places.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it'll search the internet for the cheapest part, right? So I gotta go to Newegg or eBay or
like I'll get Newegg, Canada Computers, and a few other places that I can't think of the names right now.
Who was the one that's going at it?
It'll give me a bunch, and for you guys, it'll give you more because there's more. You have more variety.
Radio Shack.
No, it's not. It's not Newegg. What's the other one? That's big on the. Which one?
Fries.
There's something else going out of business.
I have a Fries out here by me.
They're on the internet.
I think it's more of a
shipping
stand.
They sell books and stuff too, as well, like used games, books. Who is it that's going out of business if they're not gone already? That I bought stuff from.
Books.
The Game Exchange.
No, it's another big company though, but it just shocked me that they were.
I know who you're talking about.
Were you thinking like Borders?
It was a lot of like gaming related as well. It's like
something Nook.
You can buy used books and stuff. I'm trying to think. It's not. Oh crap! I again blame the Four Loko for my lack of clear thinking.
They would sell like the Amazon Fire, like the tablets and stuff too.
Hastings, thank you, Ray Guy. Just
Hastings, go Hastings.
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 Yes. I'm sad because I use them a lot.
Yeah, they had some pretty good deals on used games.
So you can find some really good things, but it is a little disappointing to see stuff like that go out of business.
Yeah.
I think they were out in Connecticut or something.
Just to go on a tangent, what companies have gone under that you guys miss? Because we brought up Blockbuster earlier, and Blockbuster is one of the ones for me. I miss Blockbuster. I miss being able to
I miss going there, like, renting video
paid.
games, dude. Like, me with my parents and just being like, I want to rent a video game. Then you go and you find, like, the one video game, and it's, like, the last copy, and you're like, fuck yeah.
Hollywood Video.
Hollywood Video.
That was me, but tied to Hollywood Video, I miss Game
Crazy. Yes,
yeah, it used to be right next. It used to be, like, inside the Hollywood Video, huh?
Yeah, it was like...
Right next door to it?
There were very few that were freestanding, but they were actually attached to Hollywood Video. And they were
like
they were basically like
attached.
Yeah, they were basically like GameStop, where, you know, they bought and sold games and systems and, you know.
That sounds like
Except
Jumbo
it was the size
Video
of a closet.
That sounds like Jumbo Video up here.
Game Crazy, didn't Game Crazy become EB Games, and then EB Games became GameStop?
No,
no.
It was separate.
It was different.
Oh,
I like that how
originally EB Games was. I can't remember. It's a U.S. company.
EB Games?
Or no, it was...
I think it was like Electronics
GameStop,
Boutique,
sorry.
I think it was called.
it was another game, a toy store or something.
I remember it being called
They
EB
turned
Games
into
here, too.
Or EB Games, and then it was turned into GameStop. But in Canada, it's still called EB Games.
That's
Originally, what EB stands for is Electronics Boutique.
Right.
Yeah,
And
and I remember back when
that was a
those were
PC game store, and you could buy PC components there when it originally came out. But then it turned into more of a console-based, you know.
I have
I think we had them at the mall, the electronics boutiques.
They're still
I-
called
Malls.
EB Games up here.
Huh.
We
I
did.
have
The
a
last
couple
one I
of
saw was at the
Blockbuster
mall,
gift
but that was
cards.
a long time ago, man.
Yeah. You know what? They tried to rebrand to GameStop up here, and it didn't work, and they stopped it.
Didn't they all? Hey,
They were
Ryan,
like,
didn't they
"Whoa,
also
we're
try
getting
Target?
a lot of bad feedback all of a sudden, and then they all went back to EB Games.
Sucks.
Didn't they try Target up there, Ryan, as well? and
Yes,
that
they
didn't work
did.
out?
That failed as well up here.
You know
Wow,
the other store, the other store I missed. I went out of business,
But up
guys.
here, Target was not what it is down there. You know what I
What do
mean?
you
It
mean?
it wasn't like that. They couldn't compete with the Canadian companies with the Canadian pricing. For some reason, it just didn't work.
'Cause it's
They couldn't compete
American-based?
with Walmart.
Yeah.
Mainly, that's really what it was.
Well, in America, Target has a hard time competing with Walmart just because Target is
It does.
a little bit higher price. But I mean,
Absolutely.
in the town next to me, there's a Target and a Walmart right across the street from each other, and 90% of the time I'll go to the Target just because it's less packed. But
Yeah.
it always has the same
Bigger line.
shit, a little bit more money, but it's just a little bit nicer to go to the
You
Target.
spend that
how I
extra
view
money for the
Target.
convenience
Yeah.
of going to somewhere a
Target-
little bit
Yeah.
nicer.
Is the rich man's Walmart
Mhm.
is how I look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny
But
that
I
you
mean,
guys
down
talk
there
about
they had
Blockbuster.
Target used to have the 2-for-1, buy 2-for-1 games. You know
They
what
still
I mean?
do.
Buy 2, get 1 free.
Really, I don't see that.
We
as
going on this week.
we rarely ever got that up here. It was like maybe once in a year you would get a buy 2-for-1 deal.
They occasionally do that on their website.
They do.
And
Yeah.
You go to
the last
Target.com?
time that they did that, I bought the discs for it was The Wolf Among Us,
Nice. That's a great game.
Alien
That's a good game.
Isolation, and I want to say Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I think I
What
did
is-
that last holiday.
What
buy
is
two, get
one
one free.
game that you guys would rent from these places that you just loved and couldn't get enough of, but hated at the same time?
Twisted Metal.
Battlefield 1.
Okay. Jesus, who did you say?
Yeah.
Twisted Metal.
Oh, Twisted Metal.
Man, that was back on
What would we rent
PlayStation.
back in the day?
Yeah,
PS1.
back in the
Yeah,
day,
back in the
man.
day.
On PS1, Twisted
Man, I
Metal.
rented
Fuck.
everything at Blockbuster. I rented
The Army Men games. You remember those games? The little Army
Yes.
Men.
Men.
Oh, yeah,
games?
Army
Holy
Men.
shit.
I remember those because they used to rent them out. Those used to be the ones that were always out of. And then when I would find them, I'd be like, fuck, I need to re-rent this before it goes out
You know,
again.
Hey,
It's
what
funny
about
because
Driver?
Oh, Driver, dude, I played so much
game.
Driver. Fuck.
Yeah.
the one that I'd always find that I hated because I sucked at was RC Pro-Am. And it seemed that
Yeah.
everybody else couldn't deal with the game either, so it always was on the shelf. So
It's
every
always there.
Saturday, my dad would take me to go rent my games. My dad he was my best friend. He is my best friend. And he would take me to go to Blockbuster and rent a game. And RC Pro-Am was the one game that was always on the shelves because nobody wanted it because nobody could really play that game. And I hated it, but because I needed to play a game, I had to get my fix. I would play that game. And I ended up getting so good at that game. That and Adventure Island. Did anybody ever play Adventure Island?
Oh, Venture Island. I
Oh,
love
yeah.
Venture Island.
Yeah.
Those two were the ones that were always on the shelf. Everybody, I don't know if people just kind of said, this is a sleeper game, I can't play it, or whatever. But it's amazing because with perseverance, I
Talking
just
about
kept
the one where you're the little guy and you break the egg and you go on the skateboard.
Yes.
Yes.
And you had to like control the skateboard just right way, so because you couldn't get off until you got bonked off of it or was the next scene over or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
What was that
So-
game?
For me, it was Wave Race 64 on the Nintendo 64. And I didn't even own a 64 at the time, but this little local video store that was right around the corner from me at the time allowed you to rent certain consoles, too.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
So
yes, that's
I'd
right.
rent the 64 and I would get
I did that too.
Yeah.
There was a mom and pop
Yeah.
shop in McMinnville where I used to live before, and they used to let you rent consoles. And they were actually open after Hollywood went out of business and Blockbuster went out of business in town. So they're like the last rental video store in town. And I'm not sure if they're there now. I don't think they are anymore. But they would let you rent consoles out. They had like an Xbox 360, a PS3. You just rent them out for a couple
Man.
days, couple
It's
weeks.
been a
After the
long
64,
time
I
since
just
there was
started
something like that up here.
I just started buying all my consoles then at that point. I didn't rent any systems after the 64 because then I liked it so much I just fucking bought one.
You just got it.
Yeah.
What's a console that you bought on a whim? Has there been a console that you're like, you know what? I want it and I'm just going to get it?
The Nintendo Wii.
Okay.
And it was
Yeah.
funny
Same here.
because everywhere was sold out, and me and my sister went to, it was actually Fry's Electronics, because we were trying to troubleshoot an issue with our internet and we had to get a new Ethernet cable. So we went to, we got the cable and we're walking, along the main aisle up toward the register, and somebody comes out of the stock room with a shopping cart full of Wiis. And I ran right up to him and I'm like, excuse me, are all of these spoken for? There are all these fulfilling back orders or anything? And he's like, no. I'm like, you mind if I take one? Go right ahead.
Nice.
Sweet.
So
Nice.
that was the one system that I truly bought on a whim.
Yeah, I did
That's
the
Just
same
because
thing.
it
I walked
got
into
wheeled
a
right in
store.
front of me.
Yeah, I walked into a store one day, and they had a stack of them sitting there, and I was like, "Oh wow, you actually have these things? Boom, I'll take one. Thank you very much." And yeah, it's just on a whim. It was
That's what
like
I'm gonna
I
do with
was
the
lucky I walked into
PSVR.
the store at that time.
I walk into the store and see a PSVR on the shelf. I'm like, I want this.
I want to get it. So yours is more
My
modern.
card didn't get declined. Oh, well, I'm going to take it home.
There you go. Hey, that worked.
Oh, man.
I almost did that with a PlayStation. I was a freshman in college when it came out. And my Sega, I gave a lot of love. I brought my Sega with me to college.
Oh man, Sega.
I was the most popular.
Genesis?
person.
Yeah,
Genesis
was
Yeah.
cool, man. I grew up with
I
that
was-
system.
I was a
love
Genesis
the
kid, man.
Everybody
Everyone
else was out
Nintendo.
partying,
I was a Genesis kid.
doing whatever. And I would have, it would be me and like all the guys from our dorm. We'd just be playing Sega Genesis. They're like, I can't believe you brought your Sega Genesis. I'm like, dude, I can't live without this thing. But I almost bought that PlayStation when it first came out. I was literally, I had a credit card and I've been very responsible with it. And that was my moment. I was going to be very irresponsible with it. And just as he was going to slide my card through, I'm like, no, I can't do it. And I chickened out. I didn't get it.
Snatched it out of his hands.
I did. I said, you know what? I'm sorry. I take it back. I'm sorry. I can't do it. He's like, are you sure? I said, I'm sure. I was so proud of myself. But the one system, are you ready, that I did buy on a whim? My husband and I, we were engaged at that time. We went to Walmart. This is when Walmart all of a sudden became 24 hours. We went to Walmart store like around 1 o'clock in the morning, and we found a Virtual Boy.
Oh man.
And we bought a Virtual Boy on.
No, you
and
didn't.
that is
No,
what
Normie, you
Wow.
didn't.
Oh,
That is like the
worst
biggest
ever.
fail in console.
Should have bought the
gaming.
PlayStation
Well,
instead.
Kind of, because now that thing is worth a lot of money. We bought that Virtual. God bless it. The stupid phone is not listening to me. Cut that crap out. Go away, Twitter. That Virtual Boy we ended up buying for $30 on a whim.
Well,
And
that's not-
eventually, with time, like 2 years later, we were able to sell it for over $70 on eBay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think it's worth even more now. So, and I couldn't even play it because I'm so prone to motion sickness. I ended up like throwing up after playing a couple rounds with little
It
Mars.
was bad. It was pretty bad.
Guys, the one system that I bought was a handheld system. I never buy handheld systems, but I wanted this one for some reason. I bought the PS Vita.
Yeah, I have one.
I bought it on a whim. I
used
literally
to have-
just walked into GameStop one day, and every time I see a GameStop, I don't shop at GameStop, but I always have to go into the GameStop. I don't know what the
Get
fuck it is.
sucked in, right?
I just like my gaming fucking habits kick in full drive, and I
there's
just
a
have to walk
magnet
in there.
and he just
It's
pulls
just like
you in.
it's just like the Apple Store at the mall. When I'm walking by the Apple Store, I have to go in there and look at the new phone and the iPads and all that stuff. But man, I walked in there and I saw this Vita, and I was like, you know what? I need to play this new Uncharted game on here. That's when the Uncharted game came out, Uncharted Golden Abyss or whatever. And I fucking bought it. I just went, you know what? I'm buying this, and I'm buying 2 games. I bought Persona 4 Golden, and then I bought Uncharted. It's fucking crazy.
Struggling. It's not even funny.
What's going on, Normie?
Is Normie okay?
What is happening?
The alcohol's kicking in. Normie,
Taking
you
up.
okay?
Getting mad. I'm raging now.
You're raging.
Sorry
You
for
okay?
this. My phone will not stay up. I'm making a mess.
Tape it.
Guys, Normi's having technical difficulties.
Look,
If you want to see what's happening, watch the live video. We're all recording her. And,
don't tweet me. Don't write on Messenger. Don't do nothing that involves with me. Just come look at this thing because you keep dropping my phone off.
But guys, the Vita, I remember I bought it. I played Uncharted. I played Persona. And then I got rid of it.
Didn't it have Borderlands 2 on there? As well?
That was years after I got rid of mine, man. Because I had the original Vita. I had the one with like the OLED screen. The new ones don't have that OLED
That's what
screen.
I have too, Jesus. I have the original one, but I picked mine up luckily on like Kijiji, which is like Craigslist up here. I picked it up for like $100, so I got lucky with that.
That's good.
You know what? And I kind of wouldn't mind having one now for certain games, but there's like nothing.
It's not worth it, man. I never turned mine on.
Hey, talking about games, what do we think about this new Nintendo that's coming? God damn it! Who just tweeted me? What the shit out?
Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, that's the
First
one.
of all, let's talk about the name. Who the fuck names Nintendo systems? Who's the guy that they pay?
Some Japanese guy.
Who's the guy that they pay over at Nintendo headquarters to come up with names for these fucking systems? Because they fucking suck.
I think it's better than Wii and Wii U.
I don't know. I kind of like
it sounds
Wii U is not creative.
Yeah.
It's like add a U to the end of that.
Right?
Nintendo Switch, it makes sense, I guess. You know what I mean?
You switch.
Yeah, it has logic in
Yeah.
the naming, but still.
Mobile.
It's simple.
Say it quick.
Yeah, I get it.
But I must say,
don't
I did.
it, but I get it.
I did call it a year ago, didn't I? I did say it was going to be a tablet type device. I knew it was going to be, because who doesn't have a tablet these
You're a
days?
cheater. Stop cheating.
Yeah. And did I not say that they would go cartridge based?
Did I not say it would
looked
be
like that
called the
was like a memory
Switch?
card or definitely a cartridge.
Horrible gamers are the best predictors
that-
of Nintendo
That
products.
trailer.
What are the perks that you see in this new system?
I see the perk of being able to, like me, I never fly, but if I was to get on an airplane and I wanted to take my Nintendo Switch, I would take it. I guess I don't see any benefit in this.
It's got the wireless.
I will never,
I mean,
No, are they wireless? I think they are.
ever use. If I buy the
They're trying
Nintendo,
to steal the mobile market. That's what
Yeah.
they're trying to do.
regardless,
I mean, because anytime
If
you watch
I
a video
ever-
with anywhere in Asia, everybody's got a tablet. If they
still
have a
though,
phone,
guys,
they've
in
got a tablet.
America,
Who doesn't own one?
in America, this is not a way to get into the mobile gaming tablet scene. The best way to do that is to partner up with Apple and put a game on the iPad.
Yeah, but you forget that Nintendo's not an American company. They're Japanese based.
But all the iPads are
they're
made
operating
in China.
off of a different culture.
They're trying to make American money, though.
But they don't want to share that money with Apple. Apple's already got a
Yeah, they
gazillion
do,
dollars.
because they're already putting Mario on
Well, they want to make
iPhone.
Nintendo wants to make their own thing. I mean, they've always been very exclusive as to their gaming and not releasing their games to other systems. They're more than welcome to invite other people to come and put games for their system, but they are not sharing their franchise with anybody else.
Yeah.
So, that's very different, I think, as far as that goes. I like that it's mobile. I like that you can connect it to a big TV, that you can take this little system with you anywhere you want. I like the fact that you can play multiple a game with multiple people on this little thing. And I like the fact that, if you and your friends each have one, then you can play games together. I mean, it's the same as a 3DS, but very different all at the same time.
What I need to know, though, is when you have it in the mobile mode, can I take it in a mobile mode and play an online game?
That's the thing. I think they
because
will
if it's
have to do
online,
that. Well, they don't
now
have
is it
to.
only Wi-Fi? Only when I'm connected to the Wi-Fi and when I'm able to play on my tablet online, or do I have to pay for a data plan on a certain carrier?
I think they'll have both. I think they'll have a Wi-Fi.
And how much are these data plans going to cost us for gaming?
That's
I would
gonna
think
be
that
the
it'd have
issue.
the same technology as a 3DS when you're playing a local game, right? That you're just using the Wi-Fi next to each other, and if you're not in a place with Wi-Fi, you just can't really use it. And they might have a combination with the airplanes or have some kind of program with them that they can connect to whatever system that they have
connection.
there.
So like if you have like your buddy has a
Yeah.
tablet, you have a tablet. Like let's connect
I could definitely see
Bluetooth.
them having some sort of Bluetooth in there.
Or like some
as far as
NFC.
headphones.
Well, they did say that the Nintendo, the specs on it does have an NFC reader, so it might be able to play with other tablets if you're like near them.
Yeah,
I mean, I
but
think if you're on an airplane, that'd be different. You're just going to play your single player.
Right,
games.
right.
But if you're at whatever school, right, high school, college,
Right.
at the coffee house, whatever, you're going to want to be connected to Wi-Fi. And if that's not available, if you're rich enough, you can have a mobile plan through your AT&Ts and your T-Mobiles.
Right. And,
Right.
I think Wi-Fi is pretty common now in a lot of big places. I mean, if you go to a hotel room, chances are you have free Wi-Fi. If you're going to McDonald's, Starbucks, all these places have Wi-Fi. I know Japan is very big on having a lot of internet cafes. Yeah. So, this is a very common thing. We see Wi-Fi in a lot of places.
And even cities and villages, like the town that I live in, Naperville, our downtown area, they have a free public Wi-Fi, like, right out in the open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even where I live at, just south of me is Mountain View. That's where everything is. Apple, Google, and I think that town is all free Wi-Fi. I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. No, I don't know if you guys thought about this, but I'm actually foreseeing a huge con to this whole thing.
Okay, what is it?
Joy-Con?
I mean, well, because if you think about it, they were talking
Comic-Con?
about it's like pros versus cons.
I know.
No, but I mean, if you think about it, one of the reasons they wanted to go cartridge based is because kids mess up discs and things like that, and
that's true.
stuff like that. But here's the thing with that tablet: how many little kids do you see with their tablets and like older like hand-me-down phones that have all the cracked screens and all that? So yeah, they might the kids might not be able to scratch up a game disc, but
fuck up that screen. There comes a $200
fuck
controller.
up that tablet screen.
I'm sure that they'll come up with
Because
something like
with
for
the Wii
example,
U, if you broke the gamepad controller, wasn't it like $100 or $200 to replace it or something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
It's
Wow.
like really expensive.
But
Like
that's
if
the
you call
thing with-
Nintendo like to replace it, they were like, "Oh yeah, it's $200. We'll fix it."
That's the same with any controller, though. And nowadays, like with my phone, my smartphone, I have a special little plexiglass thing that goes over my screen, and I
that
draw
still let it
myself, and
fit
that's
on the
safe.
docking station.
So they might make something that would fit on there to protect that.
The one
that's
thing
true,
that I
because
see happening with this
My phone's
system,
Gorilla Glass.
what I see happening with this system, guys, is a lot of people stealing your system, grabbing it and fucking running away with your Nintendo.
Yeah, see,
dude.
that's a hard thing. But is that the same with any 3DS? Like, that makes
Yeah.
me nervous. My
Or
son
phone.
has gaming club after school, and he takes my DS with him, my 3DS. And I look at him and I said, I love you, kid. But you so much as break my 3DS or you lose it, you're in serious
Can you
trouble.
imagine
because that is mine.
your kid telling you, "Oh, I left my Nintendo Switch at school. I fucking lost it or something."
Yeah.
Like, you did what? You lost the $300 console?
Yeah,
because the console
then
is
you screw
in
the
the
whole console.
The console is in the screen. That's the processing power is in the screen. Everything's in the screen. So if you lose that screen, you're fucked.
SOL.
If you drop it, you're fucked. If you put it in water, you're probably fucked. Yeah, I see a lot of problems with that, but I guess you gotta just take care of your stuff,
It'll
right?
be just like a phone. Hey, you can buy the protective cover for
let's
$45.
be honest. Let's be honest. It's not really aimed at kids right away.
You don't think
Eventually,
so?
Nintendo was always going to aim at kids, but I think this is more like at first it's going to be, hey,
Young adult.
this is your young adults kind of thing. You know what I mean? Let's aim at that area and try and because they're
people
already
riding
nostalgic
buses to
for Nintendo
school,
properties.
college.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah, I mean,
Nintendo will always strive to be kid friendly, though.
They're always
I think
family
that's
friendly.
what they're looking
Absolutely.
for to do.
Yeah, and I mean, even in the announcement trailer, I mean, not only did we see, the Marios and the Zeldas, but I caught a dude playing Skyrim in that announcement trailer.
The thing
Did you guys
is,
see that?
I saw that.
Skyrim,
Yeah.
Nintendo has came out and said that Skyrim is not confirmed to come out on their system. They only have 4 games right now coming out for it. So the first game confirmed by Nintendo themselves is The Legend of Zelda: The Breath of the Wild. That's coming alongside the Wii U version next year. Dragon Quest is also coming next year. Project Sonic 2017, which is also coming for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and PC. It's going to come out late 2017. And Just Dance is coming out for the Nintendo Switch.
Just Dance on that.
I thought that was
can imagine
dead.
it's like so little. I love
Just Dance 2017 is coming out for the Nintendo Switch.
Just
that-
Dance 2016.
And rumored they have it as a new Super Mario game, of course, a new Mario Kart game, of course, Skyrim remastered, unconfirmed but rumored, Splatoon, because they did show in the video people playing Splatoon like competitively, and
Yeah, but I
also
think it's supposed to be backwards compatible, isn't it?
2K17, and it might be. Be cool.
Where's my Call of Duty on the new Wii?
But don't worry, Gunny. There's a bunch of third-party studios and developers and publishers. They got Activision publishing for them, Bethesda, Capcom, Sega, Square Enix. All these
Isn't
games.
the console based on NVIDIA?
It is. It's based on
a GPU.
It is. It has an NVIDIA like a Tegra processor. So it's like basically what you see in a lot of phones. I'm assuming a lot of phones.
Tablets.
Big tablets.
Yep.
They have
It's a
these
tablet.
processors.
So I'm going to steal Sean's question on this because I know he did a poll. Sean Iams did a poll on this on Twitter. What do you think it's going to run? And what are you willing to pay for this system?
300 for me.
Yeah, 300.
Okay. Are you 300 going to run or what you're willing to pay for it?
That's what I'm willing to
What
pay.
I'm willing to pre-order.
Yeah,
I
would buy it
think
for
it's going to
300.
be $349.
Well, how much
Yeah.
is a 3DS? A brand new when it came out at launch?
200.
What was the price for launch?
$250, I think.
$200, $250.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
about
something like that.
50.
So you think 300? Do you think that's a good price? Do you think it's about right? Would you pay
That's
that?
what I think.
Or do
I
you
would,
think
I would
it's
pay
a little-
300 for the base version, and they have a version that comes with like the extra little. Because you remember, if you see the video, there's a guy holding like an actual gaming controller, and then the guy who
Yeah.
plays with like the little stupid.
That looked like an Apple controller, didn't it? Is that what that
pads.
was?
No, it's a Nintendo. It's like the
I
Pro
saw that too.
controller.
I'm like PlayStation.
Oh, it's an Apple
controller?
one.
But I'm willing to pay 350 or 400 for like the one that comes with everything. With everything, I mean, it has to come with the game. It has to come with like the actual controller and the little joystick controller that you
Nintendo?
snap on them.
If you're listening, no, not 350, not 400. For the best one, give us 250 or maybe three. Because I won't-
What do
I
you?
don't have
But
the
Normie, what do
cash.
you? What do you really expect out of a system that costs $200 or $250?
Well, I mean, our
Yeah.
3DS is pretty amazing. I mean,
I
you
don't-
can take that anywhere
no,
and
I don't-
meet new
If
people.
they really want me
and-
to game on it and they want me to play games like hardcore, play a game on their system, I say you have to price it higher. People see a price under 300, they're gonna think it's a cheap system. It's a piece of shit. It doesn't work.
Sometimes. I can see that, but we also have the smartphones. We can do a lot of these things with smartphones now. You know what I mean? I can play a lot of games with people all over the world with my smartphone.
Yeah, but your
it costs-
iPhone, Normie, your iPhone costs.
It also does a lot of other things. So I can't have one system that's just solely on one specific
Your
game.
iPhone costs
And that game-
$700.
Gotta be
because already,
premium
already
device.
we can use even our tablets, for example, on certain games like the Jack Party Box on on the Xbox One. You can. I use my Kindle Fire as the controller for that.
So
So yeah, it's like you just said. A lot of these things we already have that capability.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think 300 is too much. I would hope that 300 would be the cap for a really good with everything, as you say, Jesus. I think anything much more than that is higher because we're looking at a whole new console. Like, you can get an Xbox One now for what? On a good day, $250. And that to me is more powerful than a little something that can carry all around. Because what are the chances of you actually really getting together with a bunch of friends and playing at once? Unless if you're a kid, or, unless if you go to a specific gaming event. I think anything more than 3 is too much. I would like to pay 2 for it, but I would be willing to pay up to $300 for it.
Normie, your friend Bruce in the chat was saying that the Switch dock isn't the main console. So are we called? Really, this is just a tablet, right?
Well, that's what it is.
TV. Yeah.
And Bruce is right. He keeps saying, he did. I think he's the one that actually put something on there that it's really just a little cartridge that you're carrying that is the game. And pretty much you're taking this little box and you're putting into the dock and you're getting like the TV version. Like if you're watching something on a computer and you plug it into your TV to see it bigger on the TV.
Yeah, or it even reminds me, going older than that, the Super Game Boy that you plugged into the Super Nintendo and then you could play Game Boy games.
Right.
It's basically just...
It's a fancy 3DS.
Yeah, the base is just a peripheral to be able to put it onto the TV.
All right. Do you see? I have a couple questions here. Do you think maybe they'll come out with some sort of dongle to make it more, so you don't have to put it through the dock or something? And do you think they'll have an XL edition, something larger, a larger screen, possibly? Larger tablet?
No.
I don't know, because if you look at the pictures of it now, it looks like it fits, pretty exact in there, streamlined once the thing is docked and plugged into it. I don't know that they're gonna, make a bigger version, at least not without making a bigger base for it.
That's what I was thinking too. If it's just gonna be one size of the base that connects the controllers. So.
Okay, guys, keep talking. I'm gonna go pee.
Go.
I can't hold it.
Yeah, I would definitely pre-order it at $299.
Definitely.
Me too.
But you're probably walking out the door at $400 with, the case, the protective case, or
and
all this other.
It may or may not come with a game.
It'll probably come with demos.
Yeah, or
like
something.
pre-built.
At least
like demos, or at least like the Wii came with like that Wii Sports, So they might throw some like a little something in there, but who knows?
They all launched with Zelda.
What else? How are we looking on storage, Clint? What do you think with the new Switch? What will it come with? Will we have different versions?
120 gigabyte hard drive.
Yeah,
that'd be good.
I got a dock here. I was trying to look and see 120 gig.
That's what I'm thinking.
But
if it's cartridge,
now I'm wondering too. Do you think that they're gonna also put their digital marketplace on this as well?
Absolutely, because they said it's not going to support the 3DS, or it won't accompany the 3DS. So it's obviously replacing the 3DS because it's mobile.
What if they release another DS system now?
To accompany it? No, they would do that because that's all they want you to have is the Switch. That's the only thing they want you to carry. It's mobile. Don't just leave your 3DS at home. It's obsolete now. Buy the Switch.
The 4K DS. It plays on 4K.
But, yeah, 3DS, it's a big market for Nintendo.
Huge market. They're the only ones who own that market.
Yeah, that's true.
Besides Apple.
As far as, a handheld gaming system, they own it.
Guys, the graphics on this, they say that it might be running at 720 60 frames per second instead of 1080 60 frames per second. Just because the visual output that one of these chips that NVIDIA made for them can do 1080, but they cannot do 1080 60 frames. So instead of opting for 1080, they might go to 720 60 frames. But I'm thinking a small screen like that, is it noticeable? Maybe not.
Well, and not just that, but Nintendo was never...
They're never putting...
They never put graphics in the forefront.
Definitely.
Yeah.
They always focused more on the gameplay and the experience.
Yeah.
Because hell, I loved the shit out of some Wii bowling.
Oh my gosh, I'm so good at that.
and it didn't look the greatest. You had your little me character, but
Yeah, I've always wanted to know, how did your me character hold that bowling ball when it didn't have arms?
Or it didn't have hands. It had a ball.
It had a fucking ball for a hand, and it didn't have legs. Couldn't even stand. He looked floated in midair.
That's weird. I wish I could play real bowling as good as I did Wii bowling. It would have been a whole new ballpark for me.
I wish I still had a picture of my old me character, because when I went to work, my sister wasn't working at the time, or she had a day off or something, and she was on there, and she actually created my me character, and it looked just like me at the time.
That's awesome. I should just screenshot it or shoot it or whatever you call it. Take a picture of it.
Guys, regardless though, Nintendo Switch looks cool and is releasing March 2017. Pre-orders are going to open up soon, I'm assuming. I'm kind of excited for it, not so much, but we'll see what happens coming soon. We're going to hear a lot of games being announced for it. Obviously, I would expect every game that's out now or coming out this year will be released for this system. For example, Battlefield, Call of Duty, not Gears of War, but
Gears of War.
Maybe Skyrim, probably Dishonored 2. All these games coming out this fall, like, Watch Dogs and shit, all be released for this system.
And Amazon, if you're listening, I would really appreciate you do that 20% off if we pre-order it too.
Mm-hmm.
That might be asking too much, but that would be a really nice bonus. Titanfall 2 boys.
Ray says, I haven't bought a Nintendo console since the SNES. N64 had expensive cartridges. GameCube had stupid tiny disc and poor third-party support, lackluster online. Wii the same, and lesser hardware, and Wii U the same. This off-the-wall thing, release a real console, Nintendo. And I kind of have to agree with him. They don't really ever release like a real console. They're always trying to do something different to make them apart from everybody else.
But I think that's what makes Nintendo exclusive.
And it does make Nintendo. I also agree with that, Normie.
Yeah. And I think that's what makes them special. And you're right, they haven't had new content. Mario this, Mario that. Maybe different boards, but same idea. Sometimes
how many Mario Karts do we have to get before we get tired of playing Mario Karts? I mean, how many Mario Karts is there now? 8, 9?
Yeah, like 8 or 9.
But how many Call of Duties do you have to play before you get tired of Call of Duty?
I'm tired of it already. I don't want to play Infinite Warfare. Too, I didn't want to play Ghost. It took about 6 Call of Duties or 8 Call of Duties, Clint, and I got tired of it. By Black Ops 3 or Black Ops 2, I was done. That was my last favorite Call of Duty game.
But now you want Infinite Warfare just so you can replay Modern Warfare 1.
Yeah, but that's Call of Duty 4. We're going back in time now. It's like if Nintendo released a Super Nintendo again, maybe I'd want to go back to that. I don't know.
Yeah, but if I'm tired of that franchise and I'm over that franchise, I'm not going to go back to replay one of the previous titles, most likely.
I am, because it's better than the new title.
Or maybe even newer generations, like my son. He gets an allowance. He's 14. Uh-huh. And about 6 months ago, he decided he wanted a Game Boy Color. And I looked at him and I said,
Game Boy Color?
You do realize I was already much older when that came out and way before you were even a twinkle in anybody's eye, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, Mom, but I really want it. So he saved up his money and he bought himself this little gaming system. He wanted the old school Pokemon games. We bought it through eBay. It came a little faulty. We opened it up, used a little soldering iron. He fixed it. And he was proud that he bought this little system for himself, and he bought himself this old Pokemon game that, again, was faulty, and he had to return at a used little game store that we have. And he got another one. But to him, it was like a whole new world. So maybe revisiting these older games, even to us that were bored, maybe it's a whole new thing for the newer generation, or a generation that is starting with a 3 or a 4, but now wants to go back and revisit what the 1 was like. My son can't get over how primitive the screen is, the color and the lack of three-dimensionalness, but he loves it. He can't get enough of it. So I can see that. But you're right. I'm tired of COD. I'm tired of playing those games over and over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I just think what Nintendo has is the nostalgic thing from my generation. And we kind of instill that in our kids, like Transformers and G.I. Joe and My Little Pony and Rainbow Bright and all that stuff to, kind of bring that up. And old school Nintendo. Like, I still play Super Mario Brothers 2. Like, I just started playing yesterday.
Regardless how old Nintendo is or how it is a nostalgic company for a lot of us that are older gamers, I guess, everybody knows who Mario is. Everybody knows who Mario is.
Mm-hmm.
You can ask a 4-year-old who Mario is, and they'll tell you who Mario is.
Dude, you could ask a non-gamer. You could ask my mother.
I was going to say, you can ask my mother.
Who's Mario? What does Mario look like? And they could probably tell you what he looks like.
And Bruce says, even those, people like him, I guess, I'm not sure if he's one of them, but he says people without kids, they get it for the memories as well, for the nostalgic reasons as well.
And I think what's really cool for Nintendo is that they're building up hype for this, and one cool thing they're doing is they're bringing their name back into the news by releasing the Super Nintendo or the Nintendo Mini. It's a Nintendo Mini, right? NES
classic,
Mini.
Yeah, the classic Mini NES.
Yeah, it comes out next month. So
I want that.
So do I.
$60.
And what sucks is it comes out the same weekend I'm going to the con.
Nice.
Man.
But Fred Rojas, who's the co-host or the host of Game Industry 101, says he doesn't have high hopes for this little mini Nintendo. He thinks that you could do this in a much cheaper way than just have this little box with these.
But it's going to be
games.
as easy.
Well, you could, because you could just play like an emulator on your computer or your phone or something.
Right.
So yes, technically you can do it cheaper and have access to much more games, but I don't know. I mean, I kind of feel like a number of the games that they pick for this, it's kind of like a best of. And I mean, for my nephews, this is what I'm going to give them for Christmas this year.
And you know what? I want to buy it because it's easy to plug in. You just buy a little box, you plug it in, and you're good to go. You buy maybe an extra controller to play with your kid, and that's it.
Yeah, because I don't know about you guys, but I kind of miss, looking at my TV and seeing a little Nintendo sitting right next to it.
You know what? I think that's fantastic. And it's a small little box, so it's kind of not in the way. It's not, what do you call it? Like just bombarding everything else. I mean, most of us have a lot of different systems. So to have a smaller version of it is fantastic. Like my son plays Super Mario Brothers 2 on my 3DS that I bought to bring these games for him to play with me and for him to see, the stuff that I played with. Because I wasn't so little when Nintendo came out. I was in middle school. To me, it was a big deal. I saved a lot of money to get that system. And you're right. It's like the greatest hits. You have your favorite band, but you're not going to go and put all those CDs in a little pile and be like, okay, well, now let me open this CD and let me listen to this song. It's having all of them in one little spot. Your number one games that were the most popular selling games, and to have it in this little box is perfect. Do we have the emulators? Absolutely. We can go into one of our old computers and we have like almost all the Nintendo games on there. My husband even took the old Nintendo joystick, solderized it so that it can have the USB thing, and we stick it in. We can play with a little old Nintendo controller, but it's not the same. It's not the same feeling as looking at that little box. Will I miss opening it up, taking a little cartridge, blowing out that spot, blowing on the inside, make sure everything's okay? Yeah. Will I miss a Game Genie? Absolutely. But I love the idea of having that little box right there.
That Game Genie helped me beat Legend of Zelda.
That's all. That Game Genie gave me endless time for a girl that I babysat, so we could play Bubble Bobble for hours. And she was never bored, and I was like the most fantastic babysitter in the world for playing this game with her and using a Game Genie. So yeah, I absolutely want it for nostalgic reasons.
Yeah,
and for the new generation too.
Yeah, and my brother-in-law TJ and I, we've been introducing the kids to classic games because I recently brought my nephews to like an actual arcade out here that has all of the old school games. Now, it's funny because my almost 10-year-old nephew, looked at me and he's like, Uncle Clint, I feel kind of bad for you guys. And I'm like, why? And he's
These
like,
games are shitty.
No, it wasn't that.
They're hard?
He looked at me and goes, the graphics are horrible compared to what we have today. And I said, yeah, but they were so much fun and they were so challenging and hard. So what did I do?
You should tell him.
And he's like, really? He's like, well, what game did you play? So I brought him over to the Ghosts and Goblins.
Oh, man.
Nice.
And I sat him in front of that. I was like, here, let's see how you can do with this. He couldn't get past the first level.
You should tell him, wait in 20 years when every game's in VR and everybody's holograms and shit. See how shitty these games look nowadays to your kids.
Well, that's crazy that he says that. And my son said the same thing. He's like, "Oh man, this is bad." And I said, "You have no idea. To us, this was state of the art."
Yeah, it's like it just came out. They couldn't do better than this at the time.
Exactly.
This was the top.
The fact that in Gears you can see like the paper floating by as you're running and playing, that was not a concept to us. But what we saw to us was just our mind blown. So you have no idea, how we started. I mean, for God's sakes, I played Pong. 2 little sticks, side to side, to bonk back and forth. At that point, that was genius for us. Yep. And every step was bigger and bigger genius moments. So to go back and see the things, I don't know, when you're little, you go in a house or something like, wow, this house is huge.
Yeah, and then you get older and
as an adult.
Whoa.
And you're like, wow, this thing is tiny. How in the world the thing? It's all a matter of perspective. It's all of what you've seen. So yeah, it's crazy, and like it makes me feel good at the same time, but old and rickety when they point out these little details that, to me, I was just flabbergasted. Not flabbergasted. I was just like an kind of moment watching these games.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, I mean, he loved it and he loved the gameplay, and I'm like, now you understand why Uncle Clint likes all these games. Because that was it. It was the experience of playing it, and I loved the challenge. Like, to this day, I don't mind admitting it, but as many of the Castlevania games as I've played, I've never officially beaten one because they're challenging as fuck.
Well, Castlevania, you die and you have to start all over again. There's no saves in Castlevania.
Yeah.
So that is hard. The kids these days, it's like they don't have to worry about that kind of stuff.
They're spoiled by checkpoints and save points and
it's not as hard.
Like
it was much more challenging, and in a way, like, it's good and it's bad. You know what I mean? Like, in a way, we're like, yeah, we were badasses growing up. We beat these games and they're so much harder. I go back and I play Super Mario Brothers and it's hard. Like, I have been spoiled because they have dumbed it down for me in certain ways that I'm like, then again, when it comes to like using the shotgun on Gears 4, Eric just like destroys me left and right.
Mm-hmm.
But, it's still like Super Mario Brothers was a lot harder. And people don't see that, it's just, I don't know how to explain it. You just have to go back and play it and you'll see how much harder it was.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm cheating. I'm drinking water, fellas.
Oh, no, that's fine. But it's, I don't know, the system, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, yes, I know I can obviously, like I said earlier, easily get them on an emulator and play everything, but still, it's going to be great to be able to hold that controller again in my hand and just run through, all those old games. I'm going to be playing me the shit out of some Mario 3.
Mario 3! I have such great memories from Mario 3. I can't even tell you.
Me too. I remember one year, because I forget when I got it, but I told myself that it was like the end of the year. I think I might have got like early Christmas gift or something. And I told myself, I am going to make this game my New Year's resolution. I'm going to beat this game like in whatever next year it was. And sure enough, I beat it like January 1st. I'm like, well, hey, and to this day, it's probably one of the only New Year's resolutions I ever stuck with.
That's awesome. Mario 3, my dad worked for this company that sold the game, and I just remember it was like my 16th or 17th birthday. I can't remember at this time. And I wanted that game. And I'm like, Dad, this is the only present that I want. And he got it for me for my birthday. And I have to tell you, I don't know, maybe I'm just kind of a prideful person, but when my dad walked in and I opened that gift and all like our friends of the family, my friends who are my age were like, oh, You got Mario 3. I'm like, yes, I did. Like, I felt so prideful that I had this game, that my dad got it for me, and that my peers understood that gaming to me was a big deal. And here I got this brand new release game for my birthday. Yes.
Normie, I hate to interrupt your story, but I have to say,
Tell me.
the Four Loco finally fucking got to me.
Oh.
That's why I've been
fucked you up. You've been throwing up, Ryan?
After a can and 3/4.
You got the pukes going on?
I got the spins and I had to go, man. I had to go.
Like, barf or go pee.
No, I went and fucking puked my brains out just right now.
Oh, shit, Ryan.
Honey, I'm
But
not
it was a
even
challenge, and I'm admitting to when I had to tap out, and that was a can and 3/4.
Finish it. Go, finish all of it. Let's
Fuck
go.
me. Touching that again.
Let's go,
I'm
Canadian.
not even halfway done through mine.
We're going.
Funny.
I will drink
What's your alcohol percentage down
two
there?
more
Normie?
of these.
This one is 12%.
Oh, you guys are actually higher than us. We're 11.9.
Yes, this is, and I want to see what shit. I can't see anything.
Yeah, 12 is the highest one you can buy here. There's states that sell lower ones. There's states that sell like a 7.5 one or an 8% one.
Mm-hmm.
So my container is 2 servings.
Whew.
Yeah.
And it's like, so it's 12% per serving.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Which is weird because, which is funny because, you know, if you look at the, you know, like the can and everything, because it doesn't have like a resealable lid, you know,
You
you're
have
gonna,
to.
yeah, you have to
drink
have
it.
that as one serving.
Yeah.
Well, I'm cheating because the better half didn't finish his, so I put it in the refrigerator for tomorrow.
Guys, I have one more thing of news for you guys before we go on to community questions, which are
Splash this all over my forehead.
quite a bit of them. Excuse me. One last thing of news. I'm trying to get the spins, I think. Guys, my favorite Canadian, Matto McFly from VGO and No Sleep
Fuck you,
Podcast.
Favorite.
One of my favorite Canadians.
It's
and
okay, Ryan.
I love him too. Matt Ozone.
We love Matt. Everybody loves Matt. He's just such a nice guy.
I don't know Matt. I don't love him. I
How
don't
the
know
fuck
him.
do you know Matt? I gotta introduce you to Matt. He's a cool guy.
Yes.
That's a good guy. I mean, I don't talk to him a lot, but I like him.
I mean, obviously, I don't hate the guy. I just don't know him, so I can't love him yet.
We love him.
Once you know him, you'll love him. Trust
You
me.
will. Everybody loves him.
Yeah.
Anyways, he's on strike. He's about to go on strike.
Well, yeah, he's a voice actor. That's right.
He's about to go on strike, guys. Video game actors are gonna go on strike.
Uh-oh.
The union representing video game voice actors, in such games like Call of Duty, or big Rockstar games like Grand Theft Auto, or other games, they're planning to go on strike because they're not getting enough money for their voice acting in these video games.
Actually, they went on strike yesterday.
No, they're already on strike.
Yeah.
Never mind. They're on strike.
Yeah, yesterday kicked it off.
That
Do we
means
know about
that
how much they
Jesus
make
is open for business, guys. I
And
will
so is
be
Normie.
in any video game. Pay
I will
me
be whatever
minimum wage, federal minimum wage.
Yeah.
Jesus, do your best female impersonation.
You don't want to know. Oh, man.
Hey, Disney, if you're listening, or EA, I'd like to voice Chewbacca in the next Star Wars game.
Do it. Nice. Jesus, where's your girl voice? Let's do it, Jesus. Come on. Control those spinnies.
Oh, fuck.
What's going on,
Anyways,
Jesus?
Chewbacca was on the show, guys. Anyways.
I put him on the spot.
She did. I'm blushing right now. You're my BFF, Normie. Calm down. I'm getting too drunk for this. Anyways. On the top average, this is the top money-making voice actors of video games make around $825 for a 4-hour session of 4 hours of yelling, grenade, or some bullshit, like, whatever.
Do it.
And they make $825 for 4 hours. Yeah. That's pretty fucking good money. I gotta say, that's fucking good.
Pretty damn
fucking good money, dude. 825.
Give me $400. I'll do I'll scream anything you want.
I'll do it for half that much, guys. I'll yell I'll rip my fucking vocal cords. I don't care. Anyways, you don't even have to give me health insurance. Fuck this Obamacare shit.
Yeah. We could do it under the table. I'd be happy.
Yeah, for tax-free shit. Anyways, they want more money because they feel like they're not getting enough money out of all the money that these video game companies are making. And personally, I think it's bullshit. Honestly, and I'm not saying this because I want to be an asshole. I'm just saying this because I'm being honest. If you're getting paid for something and it's in your contract to make so much money off of it, let's say I work for McDonald's and I'm getting paid minimum wage to sell a hamburger. Just because McDonald's goes and makes $800 million on their fucking last quarter of the year, and just in that quarter they make $800 million, doesn't give me the right to go up to them and be like, you know what, I want more money because you made $800 million and you only paid me $7.25 an hour to sell this. It's like, no, when you agree to that job, you agree to how much you're gonna get paid.
Right.
So I think it's a dumb reason to go strike for.
Well, it's interesting that you say that because I'm on your same side, Jesus. These companies are making money, but first of all, that's their business. Nobody goes to build a business and says, you know what, I don't think I'm going to make any money.
I'm just going to give away all my money to all my employees.
That's not their intention. Their intention is to make money. We need people to work and help us make the system go to make money. But the other thing also is how many in the past 10 years, how many of these gaming companies have gone under because they're not making enough money?
Man, so many. It's crazy.
We've lost a lot of really good companies. Yeah. So in retrospect, they're really not making that much incredible money because they are paying the developers to make these games, and they cost a lot of money to make that. And a lot of these developers are even taking a pay cut so that they can make these games because they do it for a job, but they also do it for a love. So, like you said, you're going to make this amount of money. You take it or you leave it. It's just like going for a job. Are you willing to do A, B, and C and make this kind of money? If you say yes, then great. If no, then okay, we're going to find somebody else to do it.
One of the things it does say here, though, on the article, it says that these video game actors sometimes do very vocal, stressful work, yelling for hours, screaming, shouting, gurgling, death noises, stuff like that. Sound effects like they're dying or something. And they want to limit those sessions only to 2 hours a day. So 2 hours max a day, you can make a voice actor yell like, I'm dying.
I can agree with that.
Okay. Yeah. Medic. You can only yell medic 2 hours a day.
Their voice is their instrument, and if they go and wreck their voice somehow, then they can't continue to.
They also say,
you know what I mean?
I agree. But they also say that these actors sometimes do not know what game they're gonna sign up for. So they go do these like voice tryouts, but they don't know what video game they're doing it for. Because companies like Rockstar don't want them to know they're going to try out to be in the next Red Dead Redemption game. They want them to think, oh, this is just another stupid cowboy game. Right. Sound like a cowboy. You know what I mean? Like, they don't want these people to know what they're trying out for because they don't want them to go on Twitter and be like, oh, I just tried out for the new Red Dead Redemption game.
Right.
Well, you're gonna sign an NDA anyway, so that.
But these guys, so they want them to know what they're going to sign on for, and if they have to do any motion capture stunts. So they're going to jump off of a fucking building.
Some of them already do, but what they want is stunt coordinators there to ensure their safety during those motion capture sessions.
Yeah.
How intense do these motion capture stunts get? That's what I want to know.
Well, dude, it can be like doing like stunt work in films.
Yeah.
I have to ask because Ray Guy says Call of Duty voice actors getting PTSD and need medical expenses paid. That's funny.
Oh, shit. PTSD.
Yeah, but I mean, when you think of other games that are out there, though, like
Skyrim,
like for example, well, not just that.
I used to be an adventurer like you, but then I took an arrow to the knee.
No, I'm not talking that. I'm thinking like Middle Earth: Shadow of Mordor, for example. All of the different orc voices and things like that. That then they
what you
really
do at that point is
they really have to, because they can't just talk like you or I are doing right now.
Right.
They actually have to do like different vocal tricks.
Just hire like 30 people to say 20 different lines each. You have a bunch of lines. There you go.
I wonder if, now that you said that, now that thinking about it, I wonder if Melissa Hutchison is one of those actors on strike. And if you don't know who she is, she does the voice of Clementine on the Telltale game.
She's amazing. I love her.
She's wonderful. I've met her several times.
Me too.
She is a wonderful, wonderful girl. She is just really friendly. I wonder if she's one of them on there. She makes a mean Bart Simpson voice. She's really incredible at it.
Well, not just that, but she's been in most of the Telltale games.
Yes.
She did Back to the Future, The Wolf Among Us, all the Walking Deads.
Yes. And season 3 is coming out with her and Clementine of the Walking Dead Telltale game.
Yeah.
So, but I wonder if she's one of them. And I know it's a lot of work. And again, I don't want to kind of put down what they're doing for work-wise. We have Lee Everett, Dave Fennoy, who does the voice of Lee Everett on our show before too. And they do a lot of hard work. But again, it's just like, a job, a 9-to-5 job. You might not be able to find a full-time job, so you have to do other things to the side. I just think that if you already know this is what you're going to get paid for how much work you're doing, then you know ahead of time. And then you can choose whether or not to take the job.
Yeah, because they have to be able to make sure that what they're doing, and for whatever extent of time, is going to meet their needs. They need to make sure that they can pay their rent at the end of the month.
Exactly. So yeah, so that's that. That's so cool. Now, Ryan, I know that Jesus walked away or he disappeared, one of the two. He maybe went to puke his guts out too, but we're not going to point that out. Not at all. Ryan, didn't you come down to the States for a pinball excursion?
I came down for the Allentown pinball thing.
Next time, please tell me when you're in the area, because
I will, absolutely.
45 minutes away from each other.
Yeah, that sucked that you didn't realize it until I had gotten back.
Yes, I didn't see that till later. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. And we had just gotten back from the Allentown area. And I almost told the better half, I'm like, let's turn around and let's go and find him. I didn't realize that I was reading a later post.
Yeah.
But you'll have to let me know if you come back in the area. And I would like to.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, with that said. So Jesus
isn't back
Jesus
yet.
is gone.
Yeah.
That Four Loko got to him.
It did.
He was drinking that cider thing, though. He wasn't doing the Four Loko.
Yeah, but I think he had 2 or 3 of those suckers. And those things are hard. Do you guys read Twitter questions at this point or online?
We got a bunch of Facebook questions. I know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's start getting into some of those while we wait for Jesus.
Let's do it. What do we got?
All right.
Get over there.
I'm not sure because I don't have Facebook or Twitter pulled up.
Yeah, I had them loaded up and I lost it somewhere.
Let's see. Here we go.
Oh, wait, Jesus
is
back with more drink.
I do.
You mean you go puke your guts out?
I don't think he can hear you yet. He hasn't put his headphones in.
Bren Swick. He is from the This Xbox Life podcast. He asked, with games like Gears, Battlefield 1, Titanfall, and COD, do you buy for the campaign multiplayer or both? Multiplayer would include horde modes, of course.
Me personally, I'm a campaign guy. I like buying games for campaigns. I don't play a lot of competitive multiplayer, but I do like horde mode. Horde mode is fun. That's just me, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't play campaign for COD. It's all online. But then after all those snipers that you've heard me gripe over and over again, I put COD to the garbage. Not really. It sits on my little shelf, but I don't play it. But that's the mainly reason I buy it, not for campaign, for the online experience.
Yeah, same here for any kind of first-person shooter. It's going to be for the multiplayer. Yeah, Titanfall 2 is coming out with a full-blown single-player campaign, but
I'm excited.
I'm only interested in.
Yeah, I like both. I mean, I like to get a game for both because I want the full experience of it. You know, I want to be able to do a, single-player campaign. And get my story and everything. But then when I want something a little bit different, yeah, I'm gonna jump into the multiplayer, and we're gonna play Horde and private team deathmatch and things like that. And there is even a bit of a multiplayer component to a lot of these campaigns. If you're playing something like Gears.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So
it's all tied in.
Maybe it is a little bit more multiplayer, but I mean, really, there's such a social emphasis on gaming, or component built into gaming now that, I mean, multiplayer kind of is the bread and butter of it. But at the same time, I love a game with a good story. That's why that's why I'm really thinking about, for me, picking up Skyrim before Titanfall 2. Yes, technically it's a game I played before, but there are quest lines and things and guilds and stuff that I didn't mess with before, and there's other characters that I didn't. So I can get a totally new single player experience out of it.
Yeah.
All
right. Next one, we got Paul Lepage. He has a GameStop in the UK, and he wants to know if anybody's tried the PSVR.
I have not, but I don't think I'd be one
up.
to try it anyways. As much as I want to do the experience, I'm very prone to motion sickness, so that really keeps me far from it.
Same here, Normie. I'm very prone to vertigo, so I just can't do it.
I did get a chance to try it. We talked about that though when I was at Fan Expo. So
and we have it at Best Buy. I went there twice, but I didn't try it. So,
do you have to make an appointment down there, or like apparently you have to make an appointment up here to actually go see it?
It's funny. I went and it wasn't that busy, so there was only two people. Like there was only one other person in line.
Yeah.
At my Best Buy. But sometimes it can get crazy over there. They'll probably start handing out.
What do you guys think of the bullshit ass fucking thing? This is some bullshit. Them charges you to set up a fucking appointment to play this fucking VR.
Charge you? That's crazy.
I ain't paying no fucking. I ain't paying no fucking $5, even $5 to play.
No, the demo is supposed to make you buy the product.
What the fuck, dude?
That's just them trying to make money on what they had to show.
I'm not paying for a demo. Fuck you.
That's ridiculous.
I thought all demos were free.
Well, even if they're not, I mean that's kind of shady on these places, right?
That was in the UK though. That was Game in the UK, I believe.
Who was it that posted a picture of that? Wasn't it? It was Paul LePage. Yeah, he posted a picture.
Yeah.
He was at the store.
I didn't see it. It said $5. Wow. Okay.
That's a good question.
Well, it doesn't say a price. It just like has a blank, and it says PlayStation VR demo now available. Come in, and it's blank, and it says speak to a whatever staff member to book a 10-minute session or a 30-minute session for.
It's £5 for 10 minutes.
Oh yeah, £5 for 10 minutes.
£15 for
30.
For 30.
But isn't like £1 equal to like $2 of our dollars?
Yeah.
Ray Guy said, do they dip the headset in a vast of alcohol after all the diseased people use it before you? So do they sanitize it? I didn't even think about sanitizing because you've got things like lice.
Well, they did do that. They did do that when I was at Fan Expo. They were taking like Purell and a Lysol wipe and wiping it off where you used it.
So I don't know. I would assume they would do something similar.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would say to Paul, because he's a fellow Englander, I would say bloody hell if they're going to charge me.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell.
He should have kicked the sign over.
Paying a dime.
He should have kicked the sign and thrown it through the window.
Yeah.
I support your decision, Paul.
And after you did that, then we could put back on the sign, say this place is so good, somebody kicked a hole in the sign.
Yeah. That's what you tell those wankers to bugger off.
There you go. That's what I tell them too, eh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Y'all answered Brun's question already?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you say, Jesus?
I would say I would buy games.
What do you get a game for?
For mainly multiplayer. No, depends. Honestly, it just depends.
I mean, if it's a Last of Us game, then it's going to be for story or
obviously,
Skyrim,
like Skyrim or Dishonored.
Batman or...
Yeah, but didn't he specify specifically like the shooter genre though?
Battlefield 1, Titanfall, and all that. Yeah, then I buy it for the multiplayers mostly. I always play the single players. Like in Call of Duty, my goal was always to play the campaign first and then play the multiplayer. That's how I usually play Battlefield 2, but for some reason this Battlefield, I just skipped the campaign. I'm like, fuck this.
I didn't play the last 2 campaigns for Battlefield.
The last one was shitty. Battlefield 4 was kind of lame. I mean, it wasn't that good.
I didn't play it. I mean,
Battlefield 3 was
multiplayer, but
shitty too.
See, I couldn't really dig into the campaign of Hardline. That was the one I couldn't really get into.
I didn't play that either.
I got halfway through that one. I got into the part where you busted out of prison or something like that.
Okay, I didn't get to that part.
I got to the part as far as I got.
I got to the part where you were like going into like an old school or whatever it was.
Going to an old school.
Maybe
that's the part where you get busted. Where you get because there's a part where you get busted and you get set up. You get framed by like your partner, and then they arrest you. They end up arresting you.
Partner.
Because you're like the goal of the mission is to like get evidence to like to turn in your boss, because your boss is the crooked cop. So you and your partner are trying to get evidence to turn him in. And then what happens in the end is they end up turning against you, and they turn you in, and they make it look like you're the one who did all the illegal shit. And you're like, what the fuck? And they end up arresting you, and you go to prison.
You guys do that to me, and I grenade tag you. I'm just letting you know right now.
Okay, no.
Jesus, wasn't there something about in Battlefield Hardline? I think it was part of the single player campaign where you hold up a badge or something, and then they don't shoot you or something. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Wait, whatever.
Remember they had that in the it was part of EA Access, or it was part of the demo.
Wait, what was it?
In Battlefield Hardline.
Repeat the question.
You know when you enter a compound.
Oh, you pull up your badge and you tell them to put their hands up.
Yeah,
like,
it seems like the
police, put your hands up.
Ever.
Like, why would I give a fuck if you're a cop? Why would I care if you're a cop coming up to me, flashing your badge? If I'm doing if I work for like a major cartel, and that's crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, it just seems so dumb. That's what I knew. I would not play that single player.
That mechanic reminded me of that game, True Crime, Streets of LA. I don't know if you remember that game.
Yes.
I remember it existing. I never played it.
I played the shit out of that game, dude. The Streets of LA one where you played as this cop and you could like frisk people and pull people over. Like legit, you could like walk up to somebody and frisk him, and then they would like either have contraband on them or not, and then they would try to run away from you. Or like you would get a call to like a random place.
I forgot all about that game.
That game was fun, man. They had a Snoop Dogg like code. You can put in like a code. And you could play a Snoop Dogg.
Wow, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that game was fun. And then you True Crime guys. That's what they made. Sleeping Dogs. It was gonna be a true crime game, and then ended up making Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, that was probably a better idea.
Yeah.
So. Anyway, hey, Robinson Shannon, Random Ramblings with Rob podcast. He wants to know if you guys like pie. If so, what's your favorite color? Like the color of the pie? I guess I would say apple pie. Would it be golden? That'd be mine, because I like pie.
Oh, pie. Oh, that's tough.
Pie, like the pie you eat. You eat that with ice cream?
Blueberry or pecan pie. Pecan pie is my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
And if you add ice cream to that, even better.
My favorite is key lime. Ooh. I love a good key lime pie, which if you got to pick the color, it's obviously green.
No, I want pie.
I gotta say, apple pie. I just like a good old apple pie.
She's my cherry pie.
I love apple pie, man. Apple pie is bomb,
Make a girl
dude.
man
Apple pie is so fucking good. I want apple pie right now.
Like from the convenience store, like the little like Hostess pies or whatever.
No,
there
like
I gotta go with
apple
the
pie.
cherry.
Oh yes, those little ones. Pie. I want pie now.
And if you put them in the
I want apple
microwave
pie,
for a
man.
little bit.
Fuck, I need apple pie.
Yes, warmed up. I love warmed up apple pie.
Oh my
Warmed up
god.
blueberry.
Guys, I'm getting hungry, yo. Fuck.
Who asked this question?
Fuck you, Rob. Why you gotta ask these questions?
It's Robinson Shannon. Isn't that random ramblings with Rob?
Yeah.
Okay,
Is
well,
that the
Rob,
guy?
Yeah.
you now owe me a pie,
He
so
talk-
I'm expecting one in the mail.
He talked
And
like
I'll
this.
take an apple pie, Rob.
Oh, Rob. Yeah. That's how he talks. He has like a pretty. He has a sexy ass
talk to Rob.
voice.
Yeah.
He has an
very
incredible
cool.
voice.
Yeah.
Was it B-Rod? I think that's his nickname.
It's B-Rob.
Yeah.
He's cool, man.
I got to be on a horribly awkward with him and I am.
Same here,
It was
yeah.
great just sitting
That's
there
right.
listening to him.
You and I like tag team because you came in, you were leaving as I was coming in or something like that.
Yeah.
For sure.
But Rob is just great to just sit there and listen to. It's just one of those voices, you know.
He's got that radio voice.
Yes, he does.
I told him he sounds like the
Add
guy
Rob
from
on
the.
Twitter.
He sounds like the guy from the movie The Warriors.
Got that smooth.
You remember? You remember that movie The Warriors?
Yes.
The guy on the radio that talks to the Warriors. He sounds like him. Man, you sound just like him.
Warriors.
Yeah. Anyways, guys, one more question. This one's from Andrew Jizek. Andrew, we love you, Andrew. He says, "Does Ryan's goatee double as a little parachute in case he gets in a plane crash?" Since Ryan tapped out, I think he like fell over. He's sleeping on.
I think he did.
on the floor. I think he's on the floor right now. So this live stream is probably gonna go for like 24 hours. To anybody who wants to watch the live stream for 24 hours,
Man.
go to Horrible Gamers Facebook page.
And if he forgets, you never know. You might get a fun surprise
You
somewhere.
might get
around
some
there,
weird shit. His wife walking in on him or something.
Who
I don't know.
knows?
Anyways,
Hey, I got a quick one, Jesus. Because I like this one from this guy Sean Ims Fuller.
Sean Eames.
It's a rapid fire.
Sean, I think that's an L. I think that's Sean Lambs Fuller.
Oh, Lambs Fuller. Lambs Fuller.
Sean,
Fuck it. We'll call him Iams.
Lambs Fuller. Is
Hey,
it
Call of Duty or
Fuller?
Battlefield? Call of Duty or Battlefield, guys?
Battlefield.
I'm gonna go with Battlefield because I haven't played Battlefield and I'm tired of COD.
Yeah, that's right.
Win.
They're the gears. I got
Good
you.
answer, Normie.
No, I'm kidding.
Witcher or Dragon
All right.
Age? Witcher.
Witcher.
Witcher, which I have to play yet. Witcher 3, I need it.
I
think
gotta
you
go
wanna let
Dragon
it-
Age because I haven't really played a Witcher game.
Witcher 3, man. Try it out. It's good.
I have
Never-
it on.
Good.
I have it on PS4, and I played like the beginning of it.
Same here. I got it on Xbox One. I crashed the boat. That's all I did. Need for Speed or Forza? I gotta say, oh man, I love
Forza.
Need for Speed though. I had so much fun with that one.
I gotta go Forza. Because
Don't know.
Need for Speed for me, guys. Need for Speed because Forza. The only games that I really enjoy in Forza is Horizon games. If you said Forza Horizon, I would have had to go Horizon. But Need for Speed, man, they just have that arcade feel, and it's so much fun. I love it. It's cool.
Yeah. Hamburgers or tacos?
Tacos.
Tacos.
Damn, hamburgers for me.
What?
But I love them both.
Gunny, we're
I mean, I
not
like 'em
friends.
both.
We're not friends anymore, Gunny.
That lettuce and
I love 'em
tomatoes and
equally.
sour cream
Dude, I
and
love.
guacamole.
You know what? I'm gonna go buy some tacos after the show's over, guys.
See, I already had too many tacos. So I'm gonna have to go with the hamburgers. Cheeseburgers, Sean.
Yeah,
Cheeseburgers, bud.
cheeseburgers. Remember, guys, I hate when people fucking ask for a hamburger and then you give them a hamburger and they're like, "Oh, I wanted cheese." Well, we should say cheeseburger, man. It's fine.
Right?
Remember, you could add that for 29 cents.
It's like you stupid. You don't know the difference between a
Can I-
cheeseburger and a
Can
hamburger.
I get a cheeseburger without any cheese?
Yeah,
That
oh.
would be a hamburger.
Oh Jesus! I hate when people say that, dude.
Plain hamburger, plain. That's what my son gets. Plain hamburger.
You know what
I'm gonna
irks
have
me
to
the
wonder,
most is
though.
when people go to like a McDonald's or like a Burger King and they order a Whopper, but they like only ketchup.
Yes.
I'm like, well, then why the fuck would you order a whole Whopper if you only want ketchup on the fucking thing? You know what I mean?
It's funny that you said that because, like, my son, for like a stage, he wanted just a cheeseburger with ketchup only. So I went to McDonald's and I said, can I please get a cheeseburger with ketchup only? So we went through the drive-thru. I left, and when I opened up the package, what did we have? 2 buns and ketchup only. I'm like, you guys. I didn't say forget the meat and the cheese. I said with ketchup only. We had to go in there and show them that they gave us 2 buns with ketchup only.
Who the fuck would do that, dude?
Probably some pissed off teenager that didn't. That
you
got
motherfuckers want ketchup only? I'll give you ketchup only.
I mean, I'm like, I looked and I said, I thought it was pretty obvious when we said we wanted cheeseburger with ketchup only that the hamburger was implied to be in the bun.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Now, total side question. This is something I was actually wondering earlier today.
Okay.
Why do you call it a hamburger if it's like a beef patty and there's no ham in it?
That's a
Hamburg,
good
Germany.
Where do they get the name hamburger then?
Hamburg, Germany.
The hamburger.
I guess.
I don't know.
Food for thought.
Yeah. Very good food for thought. I like that. I have to think.
I googled this.
Is Ryan still on the floor?
It says
he's still down
the
there.
reason they don't call.
Is he down there?
They don't call like a hamburger like a beef burger is because they actually get their name from Hamburg, Germany.
Yeah.
Which is home of a cut of beef.
I actually knew something.
Which is home of the cut of a beef called the Hamburg steak that eventually evolved into what we now know as hamburgers.
Okay.
The other thing that I found interesting was I don't know the full history because I suck at history, but apparently in whatever World War One, I think we stopped calling sausages. But they're sure called them hot dogs because the sausage was German. I guess we hated Germans at the time.
Das sausage?
Something like that. I don't know. Nazis or something. No, Germans. I shouldn't say that.
Ryan, you better get up because if there's something wrong with you, I'm calling the cops.
Let me see.
Someone make sure Ryan's girlfriend knows that he's alive or something.
Snap.
What is he on the floor? Can you really see him? Because I can't see anything.
Anybody know how to get a hold of his girlfriend?
I think he's passed out on the couch.
Oh, I think she's on Facebook. Let me see. Oh,
you know, we've had to call like the cops and knock down Ted's door before.
Really? Why? Tell us the story.
Oh, you
what?
Tell us the story.
Yeah, okay, I have to hear this.
I'm good, guys. I'm good.
Hey,
okay, phew.
You had a little nap there. He's back.
I just needed to lay down for a second.
Ryan.
More for Loco, Ryan. The Canadians.
We were starting to look up your girlfriend's information so we can tell her to check on you.
This is first time drinking Four Loco, guys. He's a Canadian. They didn't have Four Loco for a while. They had it banned.
Oh.
He's like, and I know why now.
Canadians can handle it.
We had my friend Ed, who's like he's a famous director. He's a director of the Blair Witch movie.
Oh, man.
And he came on for like the second time on Zombiecast. And Ted was all excited about this. And he had told us before the show started, he's like, look, I don't feel so great. The room is spinning a little bit. I'm just not feeling very well. We're like, okay. So Ed comes on, we're doing our interview, and Ted is quiet. He's mute the whole entire time. So after the show's over, we cannot get a hold of Ted for the life of us at all. So now we start to panic. So Matt, who's in Canada, calls 911 and has 911 call the California 911. And 911 comes, an ambulance comes, the police come, and we call Derek because Derek, who runs all games, is actually Ted's neighbor and friend. We're like, Derek, what's going on? He said he wasn't feeling well. We hear slight noises, little slight noise in the background, but we cannot get a hold of Ted. We tried calling him, we tried texting him, we tried everything we could. So we ended up calling 911 and the police come, okay? Mm-hmm. And they had to bust Ted's door open.
Wow.
And the whole time we're like talking to the 911 operator. And what happened was Ted had taken double medication without realizing it and lay down and had passed out. But he's like, the only thing I remember is about to talk to Ed, and then I hear somebody, police, and my door snap open, and there's cops coming in with Derek behind him now. You know, Derek's a big, he's like 6'7" African American man. And here they are all busting down Ted's door trying to walk through. And Ted's like, what happened? What did I miss? Like, he was completely oblivious.
Wow.
And, you know, his door had like over $500 of damage, and it wasn't like repaired for like a week. But it was like a gated community. We had to get, you know, they had to get to the landlord to get the phone number, the number code to get into his community. It was quite a Zombiecast moment for sure.
I bet, even in the chat, I mean, that would be. Ted's probably thinking, "Who did a swatting call on me?"
Yeah.
Well, that's it. We're like, and they're like, your friends are they were a little worried. You could hear them. They're like, they were a little worried. They couldn't get a hold of you. Said you weren't feeling well, and your friend from Canada called, and you were in the middle of a radio show. He's like, oh crap, did I pass out? They're like, yeah, you had a lot of people worried right about now. It was crazy.
It is insane, Normie.
So, Ryan, good thing you came back on because we were about to call 911 on you.
Canadian, we see the Mountie police pull up in their horses too.
We were about to dial 311, eh?
Yes.
See the dudes when they're walking with the Canadian fucking Mountie police.
Like, hey, y'all need to do a
hey, sorry, Ryan. Sorry, we woke you up.
Sorry, check him out, eh?
And what's his name? Gib 8777.
Yes, right? No, he's quiet. Ryan, are you still there?
No, he went to the bathroom. I think he's
again. He's not.
He's feeling the effects of the four Lokos,
it's over
guys.
for him.
Oh man,
he has lost the challenge, folks.
Oh my god.
He did drink how many? 1.5.
He's done.
He said like
fast.
1 3/4.
Yeah, 1 3/4.
So like almost
huge.
2, man. Like,
I
yeah,
have,
2 for Lokos. I'll be pretty tipsy.
So.
Anyways, guys, a few more questions from the community. One question is from Jonathan Hall, Pen Point Red, from Portland, Oregon. Shout out to Oregon.
Yeah.
He says, "What does it take to make you rage quit?"
Oh, that's a good question.
For me, it takes me being, like frustrated, like having like a bad day, you know, like a long day. I'm just trying to have fun, and a game keeps fucking up on me, like it doesn't work. So like it doesn't launch or something, or like Xbox Live is having issues, or me losing, like not just losing, like I tried and I could have won, but we lost with like luck.
Right.
But like me losing, like with like fucking getting our asses beat down, like we have no chance against this other team. Why the hell are we even playing this team? How the hell did we get matchmake with this team? They're too good for us. That's when I get frustrated and I have to rage quit and play another game.
That's an interesting question. Let me just preface by saying this. Today we lost power. My husband was in the middle of a Smite game, and they're very tough on their quitting if you quit in the middle of the game.
Yeah, like
so what
ban
happened?
policies.
Yeah, you get banned. He got banned for 30 minutes once the power came back on because he quit in the middle of a game.
Yeah. And
I actually think that is a fantastic idea. I think more games need to start doing that. If you rage quit, even if it was not like today, he has never rage quit ever. He's been playing this game forever, but we had a fluke. We had lost power for about 15 minutes.
Jesus, doesn't Siege do that too now?
Siege does do that, but they don't do
ranked
it
matches
that often. I mean, if you, I think they could tell, like, if you, like, quit
like
or
raged
if you,
or
like,
was an accident.
or like if it was an accident, they could tell. Because there was a time where my game crashed and I was in the middle of a match, and I was able to get in there just fine. But there was another time where I had to quit and leave, so I turned off my Xbox. And when I came back on, it said, "Oh, you've been removed from ranked matchmaking. You can only play like regular matchmaking for like the next 20 minutes or something like that. So
I like that though. I like that. And I think more games need to implement that because at least with Gears 4, it seems that the rage quitting is there's not enough of a penalty.
And Call of Duty is the same thing, Normie. Call of Duty is horrible for rage quitting. Like a team, especially it's always the worst. Like in the first month of the game release, because everybody's trying to have the best KD, the best ranks, the best win loss ratio, and but like what Call of Duty does is if you quit out of a match now, I'm pretty sure they've been doing this since like Black Ops 2 or something, like Black Ops 1 even. If you quit out of a match, it's considered a loss. So you have to like consider it as a loss if you quit out. No matter what, you have to consider it a loss.
I believe Overwatch does this too. But one of the things they need to fix in that is, and I was listening to the Gaming Outsider, I believe, where he said if you have one player that quits or something like that, it affects the whole team.
Wow.
You know, if you're in a match, on that.
It does.
In a way, it does because you are counting on that player to come and help. Gears, they don't add bots unless if you do the one whatever game they want you to play. But that one game you pick, the computer chooses what you're playing, whether it's King of the Hill or Team Deathmatch or Dodgeball. And then if somebody dies or quits, then you get a bot. But to me, it's just stupid. I think they need stronger penalties. But to get back to the question, what game makes me rage quit or what makes me rage quit is definitely Call of Duty. When you have people constantly hiding behind things and just picking you off with their snipers. That to me is not the game. The game is to go out and kill people, but not hide. Because if you have everybody hiding, then your game is moot. So I don't, as far as I recall, I've never, ever rage quit on purpose. My kitten, he has now decided that this little circle button on this black box is really cool and I should come touch it. And he's actually popped out my disc in the middle of games and pops out the games. Not only does he pop out the game, now he's like, oh, someone comes out of there. He takes it and he runs away with my disc. So, which is great and cute and funny, but in the middle of a game and of a heated game, I'm done. I've just been popped out of the game. But I never rage quit. But any game that I would love to quit, and it's Call of Duty. Any of those, like I love gun game. Those are my favorites. But standard, ABC game, I can't play anymore. Because that makes me want to rage quit. I haven't, but I don't play it anymore because one of these days I'm either going to break my Xbox One and I will be very upset and heartbroken for the rest of my life if I do that, or I'm going to really tell somebody off and it's not going to be nice. So I just don't play that anymore.
Yeah, I've only ever rage quit from games twice. Once I was playing Dark Souls. And that's just because, kind of like Jesus was saying, the setup for it was that I was having a shitty day and I just wanted to go in there and just pound the shit out of something. The only problem is the shit started getting pounded out of me. And I wasn't having that. So I rage quit that. And the other was actually in Minecraft. Because there were some griefers that came into the game and just started fucking up all my shit. And then, because I'm down, I'm all the way down in this cave system, just mining and everything. I come back up, all of my shit's destroyed, and to add insult to injury, right in the middle of my village, they constructed a huge statue of a dick.
Man, that's some serious.
Sorry, Claire, I had to do it, bro.
That is just wrong.
Sorry, that's horrible.
Oh, that made me rage quit.
I can imagine so.
I would delete that fucking map. Fuck this.
Oh, I did.
It's crazy.
And fortunately, it was a seed that I had found online somewhere that I wanted to try. So I still had the seed for the map. I just had to start, over on that map. But it was a great map. I would have been even more pissed had I lost the seed. Well, I could have always grabbed it before I deleted it anyway, but still.
Yeah, that would make me mad too.
But yeah, for me, I don't know. It's just it's not so much rage quit, and Gunny, you can probably not like attest to this, but more relate to it. I've just quit games more out of like anxiety, or I'm just like, the game's just making me like too depressed. Like, I remember playing Heavy Rain on the PS3, and that game is so depressing. I mean,
awesome.
Dude, I was literally in like a major depressive episode for a week after playing that game.
That's a bad game to play.
Jason.
Yeah.
No, but and I was getting the ending where like I saved the kid, but then the cops are trying to.
I got fucked up.
I
got shot by the cops in that game.
Killed me, and yeah, same here.
I was like, I'm a hero, and I go outside and I get shot by the cops. I'm like, fuck, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, and I was already feeling too many like emotional things with that, and even one of the first couple episodes of season 2 of The Walking Dead, when Clementine's in that little shed and she has to give herself stitches.
Oh yeah.
And because at this point I'd already met Melissa Hutchinson, so I'm associating, I'm like, not only am I loving Clementine, but I love Melissa.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was hurting her every time it would like mess up, and you would hear her like wince and yeah. Every time I heard that, I'm like, I'm sorry, Melissa. I wanted to email her, and I felt like emailing her and telling her, I'm sorry if I made you cry.
That's funny because I thought the same thing every time she wins. It wasn't, I'm sorry, Clementine. I'm like, Melissa, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry.
I know, but it's things like that where I just have to force myself to quit. And it's not so much rage, but it's just getting overly emotional from certain games.
Yeah, that'll do it.
I'd say for mine, I'd say recently, I wouldn't say rage quit, but it was probably the last time I played Rocket League with you guys. With you, Clint, and Jesus.
Really? You were mad?
Wait, did I kick your ass?
Yeah.
What the fuck were you mad?
Because I was stuck at that game, and those guys were kicking our ass, and I was really mad.
You know what? We should play some Rocket League right now. I just get so excited
playing that game.
Let's go play Rocket League after this
I get
show.
anxious playing that game.
All-nighter, guys. Woo!
Hey, I'm down for it.
I'm down. I'm down to play some
Clint
Battlefield.
over there just bouncing off the wall sideways.
Yeah, let's all
spinning on by his bumper and like knocking the goal, and I'm like, all right. Well,
let's get on some Battlefield after the show, guys. But yeah.
Yeah.
What about you,
Where do
Ryan?
I start my Forza?
Ryan?
What?
Canadian?
So what?
You all right, bro?
Yeah.
That game makes me rage quit.
What? Yeah.
Ryan
what makes
made
you
it?
rage quit?
Yeah.
I haven't rage quit in a long time, but fuck, 4 Lokos making me rage quit tonight.
Guys.
I think I mentioned it before. The last time I rage quit was Shadows of the Damned, and it was just out of pure frustration. The final boss just frustrated me, and I threw my controller into the couch, and I walked out the door and put it down.
That was that.
Yeah. What were you going to go on to there, Jesus?
The last question from a community member. I don't know how to say his name. Because
I like his question,
it's something like...
It's not English?
It's written in like Chinese or Japanese or Vietnamese or something.
It's of the Asian.
Malaysia?
Asian cool-looking letters that I do not understand.
He's of the Asian persuasion.
But guys, he has a question that he wrote in English for us, which I appreciate a lot. He says, do you think the Nintendo Switch will gain massive success? And the pricing predictions. I think we've covered the pricing predictions. We've all agreed around $300. But for massive success, what does massive success mean? Because Grand Theft Auto 5...
Let's remember, it's a Nintendo property, right? So
Grand
it's going to be...
Well, I got some statistics to pull up for you real quick. Grand Theft Auto 5 has sold more copies than the entire library of Wii U games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
One game has outsold an entire platform's gaming sales since it released.
That's crazy.
Ain't that fucking
But what does
crazy?
that game offer? Language, sexuality, violence. Do we really get that from a Nintendo game? Is that, can you compare
all I'm
that?
saying, Normie, is Grand Theft Auto by itself has outsold every single game combined ever sold on the Wii U.
But the level of excitement that a game like GTA will give us, I know people that I work with and other people that I'm friends with that get that same level of hype and excitement out of a Zelda or Mario game.
Yeah, I know some
So
people too.
I think based on that, because these people are going to buy it,
All they have to do
play that next Zelda.
All Nintendo has to do is
it will be commercially successful.
All they have to do is release the new Zelda game bundled with the Nintendo on launch day. Be like, if you buy the Nintendo Switch, you're getting Zelda Breath of the Wild with it.
They
bundled
won't
in.
bundle it with
about
it,
that.
If they bundled
They're
it
gonna
in,
want to
dude,
make the 60 to 80 bucks off of it. That's
No,
for
they're
sure.
not going to bundle it in the box, but the store itself may have
I
a
make the
bundle
bundle.
that says,
yeah,
you
bundle
get the
it,
console,
dude.
you get this extra controller, you get this
$350
game.
bucks. $350. I would buy that.
Yeah.
Why not? $350 bucks. What the fuck? You spent $500 on a stupid VR peripheral. $350 on a console.
To
Now
answer
we're
your
back to
question,
price.
I think it will. I think it's going to be very successful. I think that the handheld systems in itself have been successful, but to add the part, I know the Wii U that you can have the controller, and if somebody's watching TV, you can continue to play the game. The difference is that you cannot walk away with that controller and play somewhere else with that game. That game has to stay where that main system is.
Yeah.
The Switch is not that way because your box is your, that little box is your gaming system. And I think that is what is going to be the seller. And I think it's going to be very successful. Anybody who likes handheld games is going to want this. So I really think that Nintendo did a really good step with this. It's not something that you have to be stuck to a TV for. You can take it everywhere. And there's going to be a lot of great games available for it.
And
So I think it's going to be a winning little system.
And just to add what Normie said, I think for them to also be successful is to have that third-party support. And not just, when the new Call of Duty or Battlefield comes out.
They gotta have
but
Watch
have that-
Dogs. They gotta have Assassin's Creeds. They gotta have those Ubisoft games.
Or a version of it. It
or
doesn't have to be the exact
Skyrim.
version.
They have
They gotta have the
Skyrim
names.
or Fallout or games like that, man. It'll be cool for them. And it's a good thing for them. And you know what, guys? As much as I don't game on Nintendo, and as much as I don't like PlayStation sometimes, it is a good thing to have these systems. If there was only one system for gaming out there, it would fucking cost $1,000 because it would be the only fucking system out there. We gotta realize this. If there's no competition, the price could be outrageous. It could be whatever the fuck they want it to be.
They want it. Absolutely. I mean, that's what with Atari.
So-
That's all we had.
So
was Atari.
that's all.
There
If
was
that's
nothing
all
more.
you have, the pricing will be outrageous. And when there's smart companies like Sony and Microsoft with Xbox and PlayStation, and then Nintendo with their systems competing for the market, it keeps prices low, even though they're not as low as we always want them to be. For example, the Xbox One was $500 at launch, PS4 was $400. Still, imagine if there was only Xbox at that point. Let's say Sony would have dropped that on the PS3 and would have said, you know what, we're done making gaming systems. Imagine how much the Xbox One would have cost.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
700,
Be
800.
expensive.
And that's, we got to realize that competition, keeps the prices low. Honestly, it does. So I honestly hope that I'm telling you, I would pay up to $400 if it came on like a game, that extra controller, that is an actual controller, the Switch controllers, I'd pay $400 for it. I mean,
My son and I wanted a Wii U for Christmas, and then we just saw the Switch thing. We're like, yeah, let's switch our idea. So this is going to be a good system for us both. So I think it's got a lot of pluses. It's
We're all
geared
gonna
for kids,
switch.
for adults. Yeah, and it's portable, and you can adjust it to a bigger screen. So I don't think there's, unless if they really don't give us any good games, I really foresee this as a very ingenious little way to go. Better than the PS Vita, better than the 3DS. Just the multiplayer system as well available to it. I think Nintendo's actually going in a very good step forward. I think it's going to make money. It's going to sell.
Yeah.
I just wish it did around Christmas.
I was going to say maybe streamline the multiplayer and in a way that we're not sharing codes and
making names.
Making it confusing.
Gamer tags.
Yeah, gamer tags. Right.
I don't know. That's a good question. How well they're going to protect that? Because Nintendo's very big on protecting identity too, because they do gear a lot of their games for kids. So
well, welcome to the new world.
I wonder how that's going to work.
Change it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm okay with that.
Bring in the new policies, and you're going to have a kid account and an adult account, and bring it up to speed.
I wonder when it'll come, when the time will come when gaming companies start not allowing adults to game with kids.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
When like they start separating their online communities where like, let's say if you're over 18, you can only now game with people that are over 18. If you're under 18, you can only game with people that are under 18.
That's funny you say that, Jesus. Because when I played Animal Crossing a lot, but a lot of people that play are kids. Oh. So whenever they wanted to switch gamer codes or gamer numbers with me, I would let him know, look, I'm not weird. I'm just an adult that likes to play this game. You may not have my code unless if it's okay with your parent. And it's weird that I'd say that, but they're like, oh shit, that's creepy. And and they didn't talk to me anymore, but I was okay with that. Like, to me, it felt weird to have like.
But it's the truth, there's times where I'm playing, like, for example, Siege, and I'll be in there with my mic on, and there'll be like a little kid talking to me, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing playing this game?
Right. Well, yeah.
What the fuck is going on right now? Do your parents know you're awake at midnight playing a fucking game talking to me right now? What the fuck are you doing?
Kidding me? I used to play Uno, and with that camera,
oh man,
people would like give us. I saw more pornography playing Uno, for goodness sake.
Yeah, we talked about that last week.
My life
yeah, we did.
Growing up, you know what I mean? And little kids would be there like, oh, I'm like, does your mom know you're watching this? This is ridiculous. So, yeah, I was very much. I lost any, and I'd already been married for a long time. I lost a lot of naivety in the middle of those games.
Yeah, and Normie, I do the same thing with you. Like, if I'm playing with somebody and I find out they're a kid, I'm like, I'm sorry, your guardian has to, approve me being,
right.
your friend, because, like you, I'm 39 years old. I'm not, I don't want the question of
something coming up. Yeah,
why are you being friends with this 9-year-old kid?
That's it, and it's a really fine line. And I think of it as with my own kid. I was told him, you're not allowed to make friends with anybody that is older than that's an adult. You can have regular friends, or if they're my friends, like my best friend's husband or my best friend, or even you guys. I know you guys. Yeah. But if it's any other Joe Schmo, he's not allowed to be friends with him. Now he's older now, so I'm a little more laid back, but still.
Yeah, and I've had friends even ask me, hey, when my kid is online, would you, obviously have them on your friends list, kind of watch over them?
Yeah.
And
Right, exactly.
There's the other thing that trips me out a lot, that when there's girls on, for example, they're always on Call of Duty. Girls, they love the attention that they get in Call of Duty, I think. So they're in there, and these girls, you could tell sometimes they're underage, they're not 18 or whatever. So you have all these guys talking to them, like, kind of weird, Sometimes these guys touch them sexually. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? Like, these girls are not fucking 18, They're fucking 14 years old, 15 years old. You got to realize this shit. And to me, it's scary because we have rules in this country, in the United States, where if you have been convicted of a crime against a child, like a sex crime against a child, you have to register as a sex offender. But how can they monitor that on a gaming system, like on a platform like that? And that's scary. Like, I think they have to come up with a way, honestly, and they probably will in the near future, where they separate the market. Like, they separate you.
Well, I think with that, like, if you're like a registered and convicted sex offender or whatever, I think they do actually do things like restrict your internet access.
You can't have like internet access, or like they have to monitor it or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's a good thing, man. But I mean, I'm just saying it's kind of scary to me. And I've thought about that, where like, how the fuck is it that like an adult can talk to like a little fucking 10-year-old kid, play Call of Duty with them?
But
the thing is that people say we have a rating system, we have the ESRB ratings,
right? And
the parents should follow it, but a lot of parents don't follow it. I've seen plenty of people. I've been at Toys R Us at times with my daughter. You know, I'm with my daughter, and we're walking to the game aisle, because I'm always going to the game aisles. And we're walking to the game aisle, and I'll see like an older man come in there with his son, and his son is like 8 years old, and his son wants Call of Duty, and he buys it for him. And even the guy, you know, the clerk will tell him like, hey, you know, this game is rated M for mature. You know, are you buying this for your son? And the dad will be like, yeah, I am. I'd be like, well, are you sure you want to buy this for them? This is a $17 game. Yeah, it's fine. I'll let them play it, whatever. Like, I'm like,
yeah, they don't care. Fuck. I had a neighbor like that, 8 years old, playing GTA.
Fuck.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh my God.
Yes.
That's
crazy.
Are you kidding me? Because, you know, at one point we had a lot of high school kids when we first moved here, and whoa, we're cool adults. We're playing video games. So we had all like the high school teenager kids come to our house. And my friend's brother, who was 8 years old, was like, oh, yeah, I love GTA all the time. And I looked at him, I said, are you kidding me? And my friend was like, yeah, my parents don't care. And I said, well, I care. So he's not allowed over the house when we're playing any kind of game that's like this.
Mm-hmm.
So to me, I mean, even my son, we would not play certain games till a certain time. Look, I don't even play, and I just re-picked up Fable 3 because it's backwards compatible now. I don't even play that with him around the house because there's a lot of sexual innuendos. You know, you can have relations with the different people there.
Yeah,
to me, it's not appropriate yet for him to watch these.
One thing, you know, and I do the same thing, Normii. When I'm with my daughter, the only game that I'll fucking play, it'll be like some like little kid games. I'll play Peggle, Minecraft.
I love me some
Or
Peggle.
like, I love Peggle too, so I'll play Peggle, Minecraft. Or the other day we were playing Unravel. I play games like that. I consciously try to. I don't play games like Battlefield or Call of Duty. And I know that my ex-wife's family do play these games around her, because she'll come to me sometimes and be like, oh, let's play zombies. And I'm like, zombies? What are you talking about? Like Call of Duty? Like, you're 5 years old. What are you doing talking about zombies? She's like, oh, let's play zombies. But to her, you know, she understands that it's a video game. But at the same time, I wouldn't want to see in that. So I try to play games like Unravel or Peggle or games like that. And I'm just like, I don't want to play Battlefield in front of her and have her watch me fucking murder 100 people. You know, I just don't want to do that, dude.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, like when I just watched my kids, you know, from that last episode that I just missed, when I was watching my nephews, they only played Minecraft and Garden Warfare 2.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I got a 10-year-old. I don't let him play GTA 5.
Fuck no, dude. GTA, I don't even know why any adult will let a kid. Maybe if you're 15 years old, you're high school or whatever.
Right,
but like,
right.
If you're under like that age, man, like you're
even then the parents have to
influenced.
gauge the maturity level.
Yeah, and even then, like if a kid is 15 years old, there's kids that are 15 years old that act like they're 12, you know. So, but at the same time, you know, there's kids that are like 12 years old, 11 years old should not be playing a game like Grand Theft Auto, dude. Like those games have so much violence and just bad shit in them.
Yeah,
that's it.
Now, Jesus, did I ever tell you about when I tried talking a dude out of buying Grand Theft Auto for his kid?
What do you say? Tell you to fuck off? Get out of my business, you fucking asshole.
What happened was, and this actually goes
America.
This actually goes back to Game Crazy, because I was good friends with everybody that worked in that store. One of my good buddies, Juan, was the manager, and he was actually there when this happened. this older guy comes in and, we're talking. He's walking up with Grand Theft Auto. It was either like Vice City or San Andreas, whichever one was like the newest one at the time. And he said that he wanted to buy it for his kid. And, we're all there talking. And so it was Juan, my buddy Derek, who was, one of the other employees there, and then me. All three of us are trying to tell this guy, look, you can beat up a hooker after having sex with her and take the money back and kill the hooker.
Right.
And you letting your kid play this?
And I'm like, look, I play this, and there's certain content that I'm not comfortable doing.
Right.
I'm like, you really want to expose your kid to all of this? And I actually went as far as to call the dude a shitty parent, but only because I knew that my buddies were thinking it but couldn't say it. He was like, well, who the fuck are you to tell me how to raise my kid? Da da da. And he sees shit worse than this on the news and this and that. And I'm like, well, maybe you should show your kid the news.
That excuse right there that you just brought up, Vengeful. That excuse is so much bullshit to me, because to me, a kid, I personally believe a kid can see the news and they don't give a fuck about it. But a video game is interactive. They're doing it.
It's not just the news though. It's even like other
movies and shit. Yeah, but like I don't let my daughter watch Saving Private Ryan. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean
harsh enough.
Like if I let my daughter watch Saving Private Ryan, then I play Battlefield in front of her. Oh, it's fine because she watched that movie with me. I'm like, oh, no, fuck no. I wouldn't let her watch that movie with me. And I hate people that use those fucking excuses, because it's so dumb, because when you're playing the game, you're interacting. You're not sitting there watching your kid, what they do. I mean, I watch my daughter play Minecraft. She rides around the fucking horse. That's what she wants to. Can I get on top of the horse? I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. Get on top of the horse. Ride the horse around the fucking village. But like, I couldn't imagine my daughter playing a game like Grand Theft Auto, running around shooting people, shooting cops, shooting random civilians, or robbing stores, or beating up hookers, having sex, going to strip clubs, torturing people, torturing someone.
Your brains are developing at this age.
Definitely.
And there's a reason why you can't drive till a certain age. There's a reason why you can't go to a rated R movie to a certain age. There's a reason why you can't buy cigarettes to a certain age, go to war, and go buy alcohol, because your brain is developing. Those cells are still stretching out. They're still learning. What you learn at the age of 3, you cannot comprehend a theme for a 6-year-old. When you're 6, you can't understand a theme. When you're 10, and so on and so forth, because your brain is developing. You don't quite understand the difference between reality and imagination still, or you don't understand the weight, the heaviness to it. So I think there's a reason why, why we can't do these certain things. I made earlier the comment, at the age of 18 in America, you can go die for your country, but you can't drink.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that the reason why, because once upon a time when my brothers were 16, 17, the legal age was 18 for them to drink. But they have learned through science that your brain is still developing, and that's why alcohol is not good for you till you're 21. I still think that's a bunch of BS, because they say that your life is not as important as you not drinking. But
I say if you want to go serve our country, you should be given like a special privilege to drink. Like,
absolutely,
get a special fucking license that says I'm a military member, I'm enlisted.
Yeah.
Here's my ID.
Show your military ID.
And let me drink, motherfuckers, because I've seen some shit. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, sure, even if you haven't seen some shit, they can send you go die for your country.
Whenever
but you
they
cannot
want
legally drink, have an alcohol, have a glass of wine or a can of beer. That to me is ridiculous. That to me is like, I can't even wrap my head around that. But coming back to the whole thing of being 5 or 6 or 10 and playing GTA, your brain is just not developed to understand. This is a game, it's wrapping you up. A lot of people I know that they complain about Dungeons and Dragons doing the same thing. But, it's only, I think as a parent, and I understand people want to be their friend. I don't know, maybe I'm just old school. I'm not my kid's friend. I'm my kid's mom.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
I'll be silly and I'll be goofy and, here,
But
there.
you know when
But
to
there's a
discipline
time
him.
and place. Yes, that there's discipline, that he cannot do this, he cannot do this, and he cannot do that. And my son is 14. He just now, and this is his own thing, because, I like Goonies and that kind of stuff. Because he was not 13, he would not watch PG-13 movies.
Wow.
Yeah, and just recently we were going to sit down and watch a movie. He's like, what rating is it? I'm like, oh, I think it's PG-13. Okay, well, I can sit down and watch this. And he finally decided that he can watch PG-13 movies.
That's interesting.
But, usually we're like, oh, it's rated R. I'm like, go see. I mean, I remember throwing a fit because I was 15.
I remember when I was like, when I was little, I want to watch a rated R movie. And then I watched it. I'm like, oh, fuck. I watched American Pie when I was like 15. I was like, oh, fuck. What am I watching?
Dude, I watched the original Nightmare on Elm Street as a little kid.
Oh,
I remember
my cousins making me watch The Exorcist. I was like fucking 9 years old. I was like, oh, fuck.
Dude, I was 5 years old and saw Poltergeist.
Shit, fuck that, man.
And to this day, I don't do clowns.
No, I don't. I hate clowns. Fuck that movie, It, man. That movie, It, fucked me up when I was a little kid.
It
Fuck
was
no.
crazy.
Poltergeist scared the hell out of me.
But the person that I'm interested in hearing from right now, it's Gunny, actually, because Gunny has a son. Sorry, Gunny, I brought that up. But at the same time, you do have a kid that's like around 10, 11, right? 9, 10, 11?
Yeah, 10.
Do you let your kid play games such as Battlefield, Call of Duty, and or do you let them play, or do you let him play, games like Grand Theft Auto or Sleeping Dogs or Watch Dogs or games like that?
No, absolutely not. Not for GTA 5, like I mentioned before.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's simulated, drug use.
What about
alcohol.
Watch Dogs?
He has no interest in Watch Dogs type games, but I do let him play Call of Duty.
You do?
Like Modern Warfare,
Online?
stuff like that.
Online or?
Yeah, online. Yeah. Now, do I let him just play with random people? No, absolutely not. Usually it's generally with his friends who are, 8, 9, 10 years old themselves. So,
right.
Yeah. And they usually play together. They don't just jump in random matches and
they
play
party
with
up, right?
all kinds of people. So, I'll play Modern Warfare or something with him sometimes.
Interesting. Yeah.
I turn off the gore on a lot of things and the language.
Would you let your son play Gears of War, like with the chainsaws and the?
Gosh, if he had interest in that, would I let him play it? I don't know. I don't know if I would.
If your son said, "Dad, you know what? My friends are playing Gears of War. I want to play Gears of War. Can I play Gears of War? Can you buy it?" Would you let him play online with?
I don't know. Maybe I might. I might, but I don't want
to put you in the spot. It's just
no. I mean,
it's your kid, man. At the end of the day, when people, I don't want to tell nobody how to raise their kid. That's not my goal. My goal is to I don't agree with something, but if you want to do it, well, fuck it. It's your life. It's your kid.
Right.
Yeah, I'm pretty fortunate right now because he likes his Roblox and his Minecraft.
That's good, man.
Nice.
But he might reach an age, when he gets into middle school and 7th grade, when all his friends are doing the cool shit and playing games like Grand Theft Auto or Red Dead 2, and he wants to play these games, it's going to be interesting to see how you react to that. I don't know.
So
especially with games, not only with gore, but with, whether it has sexual content or innuendos,
drug
or
use,
the foul language, so.
Do you
explicit
think
content?
Because they do have, when you go to buy these games in the store and you're underage, they make a parent sign it off or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think the developer should still offer the option to turn off the profanity, turn off the gore, turn off the sexual content? Or because it is a game of 18 or older and you pretty much have to buy it that way, that they shouldn't have to do that?
I think for a game like Gears of War, where it's such a beloved franchise, it's like a staple to the system. Mm-hmm. I think they should make him turn off that, because they know that people, that love Xbox are gonna love Gears of War, they're gonna love Halo. Have the option to turn it off. But for developers like Rockstar that does Grand Theft Auto, I don't think they should be held to that standard because they don't belong to a certain platform. They don't belong to like PlayStation or Xbox. They're themselves.
It's not trying to hold them to a standard, though. Jesus, it's giving them the option. Because I mean, if you think about it, even if like the kid's mature enough, or even the adult, they're
tell me,
one of my old roommates just does not swear. That's just his thing.
What Grand Theft Auto game would work without swearing? Like.
No, that's true. But, then they just make the decision to not buy it. But you could have a game like Gears of War or Battlefield or Call of Duty or something.
The no gore option.
And, yeah, I'm just saying I think that the game should include, though.
Maybe war games, but not open world games. I don't think the game like The Witcher would be as impactful as it is if it did not have the nudity in it, the sex, the love,
sexual content,
all that shit, the making relationships to have sex with people, all that stuff. Like Mass Effect, a big part of Mass Effect 3 and Mass Effect 2 is romancing somebody to have sex with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a small part, but it's in there.
It's a part of the game. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
but then
in there.
But for the younger people, giving the option to restrict the content,
right? That is not necessary.
Or limit it. Like how you see deleted scenes in movies that are actually just extended versions of the scenes that are in there. Just, cut little bits here and there if somebody wants it. I mean, hell, Modern Warfare 2, they cut out that entire No Russians level where you're killing people in the airport.
Oh, that level is crazy.
They didn't cut it out. They gave it. They just gave you a.
They gave you the options to.
Right. No, they gave you the option.
They gave you the option. I can't remember.
No, they gave you the option. When it came up, it said, this scene depicts this and that. Do you want to play this or do you want to skip it?
Yeah, pretty much. I don't know. I believe games like war games probably should just.
But I mean, you are right that I don't think that would work for a game like GTA.
I just don't think it would.
But but outside of Rockstar,
The Witcher wouldn't work in The Witcher. Or maybe it would. I don't know.
So not giving the consumer the option to turn it off. You think it should just?
I think the option, Normie, is given.
I just think the option should be there, not automatically. Hey, here's a version of the game that doesn't have this.
I believe, honestly, guys, that the option is given when you're given a rating for the game.
Okay.
Yes.
Just like a rated R movie, just like a rated PG-13 movie, it's telling you what to expect when you're going in there to watch that movie. If I'm going in to watch a movie that's rated G or PG, I go in there and I'm like, oh, this is going to be a kid's movie. If I go in there watching a movie that's rated R, I expect the guy to say fuck or bullshit or shit or something in the movie, like I expect it.
But a lot of people, you can go and do that, but a lot of people don't read like the ESRB ratings for a game,
that's
for
no
example,
excuse. That's no
or
excuse.
they don't.
That's like me saying,
don't look at a rating to a movie before they.
That's
go
like
to
me
see
saying to the cop when I get pulled over, well, you know what? There is a speed sign over there. But I just don't read them. I just drive whatever speed I want.
I just do whatever I want.
You know what I mean? Like I don't care what speed you guys post.
That's a little bit different though. That's like federal law shit.
Yeah, that's breaking the law.
That's a different scale, dude.
I do like the fact that I can turn off the gore. I can turn off the language. It's funny, and this is a topic for another day because it's getting really late. But I'm a little more laid back with playing like Champions of Norath or Diablo or even Gears with my son around when he was about 11 or 12. Although it's violent, I mean, we took off all the gore and the language and stuff. But the sexual content to me is bigger. It's a bigger deal. We'll touch on that later, like I said, because it's getting late.
It's a good topic.
But I like it is a good topic. It's a deep topic.
This is a long show, but this is a long show.
Yes, it is. And but I like the fact that I can play Gears and not have to worry about the language. Now I'm a little more laid back. He's in high school. I'm not naive enough to know that if I hide it at home, it's not going to be heard outside of the house. So, but back in the day when he was younger, I was able to turn off a lot of that stuff. So I like that option. Again, it doesn't work with GTA because part of that is completely defying law and you know, you are a hoodlum. You are somebody who is who is breaking the law, and that is the agenda of the game.
Yeah.
But I like having the idea or the
Yeah.
option of, the game doesn't have to be that way. You can just take that extra step and turn it off or, remove it. I think like Gears 2 or Gears 3, instead of the bad words, it would have like the subtitles and it just bleep out the words. And then it just didn't say the words. I mean, it was very obvious what they were saying, but that was it.
I even remember, what was it? Conquer Live and Reloaded on the original Xbox. It actually, yeah, but the Xbox version though, it bleeped out all of the profanity, and I think you could unlock it once you played through and beat the game once.
Huh?
That's
interesting.
Yeah, but it's like the option, like even a number of Mortal Kombat games, you can turn off some of the excess gore and things like that.
The language, yeah, absolutely. That was one of the things I wanted my Sega for, was for that Mortal Kombat and turn on all those things. I mean, I was older, of course, at that point. I was close to being an adult, but
guys, let's wrap it up. I think we had a long show. But guys, real quick, I'm going to disclose to you the releases for this week. Dragon Ball 2 Xenoverse, or Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, comes out on October 25th for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and PC. Farming Simulator 17 comes out for the PS4, Xbox One, and PC on October 25th. On the 25th as well, Just Dance 2017 comes out for the PS4, the Xbox One, and the Wii U. World of Final Fantasy comes out on October 25th for PS4 and the Vita. The Elder Scrolls V Skyrim Special Edition comes out on the 28th for the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the PC. If you have the PC version already, I believe you just get like the free update.
As long as you have all the DLC, but they are going to discount the DLC if you don't already have it. And once you do have all of the content, then you will get that free upgrade.
Awesome. And for the big shooter coming out next week, Titanfall 2 releases on October 28th.
Yay.
For the PS4, the Xbox One, and the PC, this will be the first Titanfall game to have a campaign in it. And it'll be awesome. Guys, it's going to be cool.
Yes, it will.
Fuck. Getting the burp.
Come on, use that apple cider getting to you. Hard cider.
From
just tap it out.
The Great Oregon Pacific Northwest, I am Jesus Walks a Lot. You can go ahead and add me on Xbox Live. Gamertag Jesus Walks a Lot. Capital J, capital W, capital A, all together, no spaces. Jesus Walks a Lot. And you can add me on the PlayStation Network. GSUS, letter G, SUS, Walks a Lot. And that's it for me, guys. Please leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. Rate and review on Stitcher, on iTunes, on whatever the fuck you're listening to us on. Tell your friends about it. If you just tell one of your friends about us, that is one more new listener for us. We will love you forever.
Yes.
I promise that.
We will.
You can also find Ryan, that passed out, the Canadian that can hang. Canadians
He's
can't
gone.
hang. Canadians can drink. Outdrink Americans, obviously. You can find him as gamertag Gib8777 on everything. Basically, right? He's on everything like that.
I believe everything. Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam.
Ryan Gibson in the Horrible Gamers Community group. Just Horrible Gamers Community on Facebook. Or on Twitter at _Horrible Gamers. Anyways, where can we find you, Gunny?
You can find me in Northern California, here in Sonoma County.
Yeah.
But other than that, just add me on Xbox and Steam, Gunny Chief.
Woo!
Nice.
Yeah.
What about you, Vengeful Jedi?
You
Plug
can
in
find
all
me
your stuff, your shows, your face.
Okay. Well, you can find me in Gears of War 4 with Normie. But no, you can find me on Xbox Live, PlayStation, or Steam as Vengeful Jedi. Same across all platforms, no spaces. I am the host of the Geek Dig podcast, which you can find at geekdigpod.com, on iTunes, Stitcher, Player FM, Satchel Player, Google Play, and iHeartRadio. Also part of the Green Up Gaming podcast, which is at greenupgaming.com, or no, greenuppodcast.com, which is on iTunes and Stitcher. The Ridiculous Ramblings podcast, which is at ridiculouscast.com, and here on The Horrible Gamers.
Yeah.
You podcasting whore, you.
Yeah, you. How the fuck do you podcast with fucking 4 different podcasts every week?
Crazy.
Easy.
Single.
Easy. That and Ridiculous Ramblings is a less frequent podcast, so that's not every week. And we just decide when we are going to record. We're just like, it's just kind of random. It's like, okay, we're already in an Xbox party talking anyway. Let's just jump in Skype and record.
Nice.
It's the only one of your podcasts I haven't listened to yet or downloaded.
Yeah. But no, obviously Horrible Gamers we record on Saturdays, Green Up I record on Sundays, and Geek Dig I record on Mondays.
Which I had the opportunity to come on. It was a lot of fun. Thanks for having me on, Clint.
Oh, dude, it was a lot of fun.
On which one? We couldn't hear you,
No, it was this last episode, so the newest episode of Geek Dig that's out right now.
Awesome. You represent Horrible Gamers well?
He did, and Ryan was on there as well.
Woo,
Yes.
represent HGP.
Which was actually Ryan's second time on.
Yeah, I need to be on that show, man. Fuck. Anyways,
Speaking of great podcasts,
we
guys.
we already tried that, Jesus. Remember,
it doesn't work out that well.
You-
I'm a
you
busy
bet-
guy.
you just back out. You were like,
I'm a busy guy, man. I work a lot. Like, I work a lot.
Guys, listen.
yeah, but you set a time, and then you were like, okay, and then like 5 minutes before we were gonna record, you're like,
it
yeah,
just
I'm not
didn't
gonna do
work
it.
out. Yeah, it doesn't work out.
Guys, we have 2 of the greatest podcasts that are out there. Let Normie explain.
Go ahead, Normie.
Oh, hi. You mean my podcast?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I'm speaking to those 2.
You're too funny. Okay, you can find me on allgames.com. You can find me Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Zombiecast News. And you can find me on Thursday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Knuckleballer Radio. And if you like to game, I am on Xbox Live under Normie Bug. I am playing Gears 4, obviously with the awesome Clint and the awesome Ryan lately. And I will be
Eric.
getting Titanfall 2. And Eric, too. That's right. Eric wasn't here tonight. And the
that guy.
St. Nicholas
that
Eric.
one guy.
That awesome one guy from Michigan.
Yeah, who is apparently dead to Ryan now.
Yeah, Ryan doesn't like him. Him and Ryan have like a feud going on right now, guys. This HGP controversy going on.
I don't believe it. It must be all the Gears 4 smack talk. It'll iron out sooner or later, I'm sure.
Yeah, both of you better watch it, or I'm gonna steal Normie right from under you.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
All right, so I got a job for you guys tomorrow. Watch The Walking Dead.
Watch Westworld. Fuck
Then
your
we're gonna go
Walking
on all
Dead.
these.
Watch
No.
Westworld.
Walking Dead, Westworld can wait until Monday night because
Yes.
Walking Dead is going to be phenomenal tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow where they kill that one guy? Glenn?
Oh, and I think it's going to be more than
Negan.
one. You heard it from here. I think
Oh,
it's
really?
more than one.
See, I've been staying
Daryl.
away from the spoilers, Normie. I've been staying away from the spoilers and all the. I mean, I've seen a lot of the
Speculation.
conspiracy. Yeah, what everybody's been saying, who it's going to be. I have no idea. So watch that tomorrow, and then we'll go on Zombiecast.
Yes, come on
Monday night.
Zombiecast Monday night because we will totally be talking about that. In fact, we might even have a reaction video up, watching like the first 10 minutes or so. But I will tell you this before we hang up. I did have a chance to meet and talk to Lenny James, who plays Morgan on The Walking Dead. And he did tell me that you will need another body with you. You will need a serious therapy session after this episode airs on Sunday. And he says that not one box of tissues will be needed, but most likely 2. So don't be alone and have good support to watch what's going to happen.
Yeah, so ladies, that means Daryl's gonna die.
I'm okay with that.
No.
Prepare for the riots.
Prepare. So be ready. Lonnie James said it, so it's got to be serious.
Yes.
Anyways, guys, we're done.
That's it. I'm getting yelled at for being loud.
Yep. Peace out,
Everybody's sleeping.
Peace out, everybody. Good
As
night.
Gidget from Next Experience would say, peace out, Brussels sprouts.
Right?
Bye. This is
Peace
a
out,
long
Brussels
show.
sprout.
Oh, he's back.
3 hours.
Ryan's away.
Ryan's
He's
away.
away. Oh no, he's out again. Nope, he's out.
Ryan's alive?
No,
I'm live.
wait, he
He's
is.
alive.
What? You're
Rebecca-
alive?
He's struggling
Barely.
to stay up.
Poor
I fell
Ryan.
asleep for a
I
little
could
bit.
just barely see his head popping
Canadians
over the
can't
desk.
hang.
Oh, honey, he can hang. He hang better than I did.
Loco, I think I drank the most of that.
Yeah, no more Lokos, right? For a long
No
time.
more Locos.
We
no
love you,
Locos.
Canadian. Peace out, Brussels sprouts. Bye.
Right.
Bye-bye. Hater.